Hey, cuties. I'm on my way. Give me 2 minutes. I had to go grab me a drink for that interview. What did we watch? Shout out to Queen Sheba. She did an excellent job with what she had to work with. If you guys can hear me, please put a 1 in the chat for me. A whole hot mess. I cannot. Yes, Glenda. Yes, Glenda. Okay, you guys can hear me. Excellent, excellent, excellent. It's late for a lot of you guys. It's only 7:45 my time. So I'm going to say some quick hellos. I'm not going to go through the whole list because I don't want to keep you guys up all night. It's the audacity for me. The man still blamed Mel. Still unbelievable. But hello to my cutie crew. This is why I decided to go ahead and go live tonight because we do have our live tomorrow. So to the cutie crew representing in the chat, thank you guys for being here. Yes, Deborah. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what you call a narcissist. So we're going to get into it. Hello again to everyone. I will discuss. We're going to be dropping the link real quick because I want to see if we all on the same page. Unreal. To the 155 watching, thank you guys so much. If you guys can please hit the like button for me, even if you're in the bushes, that will be great. Thank you to my mod and my sis, Pink Diva, for being in the house. And guys, I'm going to turn my thermostat down just a tad bit because that interview got me hot. Give me 1 second. Okay, I am ready. Got me a little cooler and I'm ready. Trilette. Was it not straight madness? Unbelievable. Now, let me just start this off with this. I'm sure you guys remember Mr. Martell's favorite saying when he told Mel that she shouldn't have been discussing what was going on in their household. And that's when she said the famous line, you should have kept your penis in the household. Well, he wanted her to do the same damn thing when it came to this revenge P. He blamed Mel, even tried to say that Mel and Carson are working together. Unbelievable. What I saw and what we've seen over the past couple years is Mr. Man will not publicly say anything about Miss Ariane Curry. And I saw so many people saying, well, why won't you marry her then? Why won't you marry her? A mess. This girl got out here and publicly shamed this man several times, but she was mad because she's been talked about on the show. Now, I'm not going to go on a rant, I promise you guys, but like somebody said, and Queen Sheba made sure to point out, well, they bleeped her name out. And this is what he fails to realize, obviously. Your infidelity was discussed on the show. And the person that was married to you definitely had the right to discuss that. It was so disgusting to me, guys. I really, really tried. I was just about to say that. Okay, you said it was better than expected. He never disappoint with his level of delusion. I tried to go on this with an open mind, but the blame game for this man to have his PR team to send this paperwork, and if anyone is in doubt still that he sent paperwork to bloggers a couple weeks ago, this proved it. He sent it to Queen Sheba and he didn't expect any pushback. And when she gave him some pushback, in my opinion, he started being offensive towards her. Well, what are you, a blogger? Did you not get the paperwork? It's like if she did not agree with him, then, he had an issue. That was a straight up narcissist. Oh my goodness. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link, guys. And because like I said, I don't want to go on a rant, and I definitely can go on a rant. It is so much to unpack. It was ridiculous. That's all I can say. It was absolutely ridiculous. Yes, cover girl, when he asked her, "Are you against me?" Could you imagine that conversation that he said that over and over again to people, to Mel, to coleslaw? That's manipulation. Straight up manipulation. Oh my goodness. The only agreement between the Queen and Martell is not to speak on Melody. Yeah. Let me pin this link. Give me 1 second. Yeah. I'm so confused, but not really. But I'm a little confused with Mr. Man because it was just clear as day to me. If you guys didn't see that in action of how he tried to, did he hold himself accountable for anything? Because I didn't hear it. He definitely told on himself, Terrell. He definitely told on himself. He said that, yeah, I did send that to Mel because I told her to quit bullying me. He started that whole online exchange last year. He did that. Mel was responding to him. But what do narcs do? Blame you. So you're going to admit to sending somebody revenge P, because even if it was just a still shot, it's still inappropriate and illegal. Unbelievable. DMV sister, hi.
Hi, this is my first time calling you.
I'm sorry, you got a bad connection.
Me?
You got a really bad connection. Say something else. DMV sister? Okay, I'm going to need you to drop down. Click the link again. Just drop down and click the link. You got a bad connection. Make sure you don't have any other YouTube screens open on your device, okay? Okay, Miss Pia, are you there?
Yes, I am. Hi, Miss Chit Chat.
Hello, hello. Thanks for joining me. And my sis, hey sis,
Hey sis, how are you?
girl. What?
Girl, listen.
What a minute. Let these people hold on. Oh my goodness,
Woo!
Simone, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Sorry,
Okay,
I had my. Yeah, I'm here. I had it on mute. So,
okay, not a
yes, I'm
problem.
here.
I
Can you
got
hear
you.
me?
I got you. Yep, I can.
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, you're good. Okay, give me 1 second. DMV sister. Bad connection, DMV sister. Bad connection. Okay, try to maybe close out your YouTube completely, go back in it, and click the link, okay? All right, and we got Bless. Hey, Bless.
Yes, my love.
Oh, my goodness, Bless. Ladies, Debbie Bunton is in the house. Hey, Debbie. Are you there, Debbie? We'll give Debbie a couple seconds. Okay, we're going to start with Miss Pia. After Miss Pia, we're going to have my sis, Pink Diva. Miss Pia, what are your thoughts on the hot mess, the train wreck that I witnessed tonight?
Oh my goodness. My blood is boiling so bad. Like my nerves is bad right now. Like
Oh my God.
He just would not take accountability for anything. Everything was Melody's fault. It was just disgusting how, I mean, even down to him keep talking about how he just love his kids and this and that, but he's willing to just, first of all, now we already know he has shown us proof that he was the one that put that paperwork out at the beginning. Okay. Yep. Because he wanted Queen Sheba to talk about it so bad. And she was, I was just like, oh my, and he cares about his kids, but he want to sit there and discuss their personal situation that's going on. Like his kids is never going to see this. What kind of father would do that?
She tried to save him. Queen Sheba did an excellent job. And
yes,
she did. You know, she said, now I told you that we may not want to go here. We may not want to talk about that. But Martell is used to charm, or him thinking that he's charming people. He thinks that's going to win in all cases.
Absolutely. And I just want to say this because I don't know if y'all remember, but it was a few weeks ago I was on your panel and we were talking about giving him grace and this and that. I was like, I'm sorry, I cannot give him grace, and y'all was going off on me.
We were. Look, grace.
Now how y'all feel now?
Look, I was one to say everybody deserved grace. Well, the grace went out the window for me, Miss Pia, when the plot against Mel unfolded a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't wish any harm on anybody.
Right.
The grace is gone. Real quickly, Robin, do you want to be on camera?
No.
Okay.
You look awful.
All right. Well, you know how to click your camera off? And you do not look awful, Robin. You look cute.
You know what? I want to say this. Look, I can't find this camera thing, so I'm not going to worry about it. This is my first time doing this. Is it the video thing? Well, I'll leave it alone. Oh, okay.
There you go. There you go. So that way I can remove this. Okay, Robin, we're going to get to you real soon. Thank you, Maritha. Hey, sis. Thanks for joining me.
Hey.
Hello. Robin, you're back on camera now. Gail, hello. DMV sister. DMV, just say something real quick.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. That's much better. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to get back into it. Miss Pia, go ahead. I'm sorry for cutting you off. After Miss Pia, we're going to go to Pink Diva. I'm so disgusted, guys. Go ahead, Miss Pia.
I am too. I'm really trying to think and focus because it's just so much. It's like for 2 hours he was just lying. And I mean, I have never witnessed narcissist until I started watching the show. And just to witness him in this interview, because again, this was to me the only interview that like held him to task. All the other ones was like soft interviews where he was just able to control the whole interview. So just to see him in this element was just like, oh my God, you were seeing him changing into a Jekyll and Hyde. It was weird. It was 1 minute he was smiling and laughing. The next minute he was almost like in attack mode. I was like, oh my God. I mean, it was weird and scary to me.
It really was sickening. It was sickening.
Hell. And I'm so glad you said that, because that's what I was thinking. How scary that this man can flip the script just like this. right in front of everybody's eyes. It was very scary.
Yes, and I am so happy she had this interview because I am sure that Melody is taking notes and she done recorded this because this might be some evidence that can help her with this whole P thing. Okay.
Absolutely.
He admitted to it. He
Yes.
admitted that he committed a crime.
And
He admitted to it.
Yeah, he also admitted that Ariane had knowledge, but he tried to blame Mel.
Yes.
Mel. You know, he's 6'6".
Mel and Carson.
Yep. Miss Peel, we're going to come back to you. I just want to get everybody's quick thoughts, and then we're going to really jump into it.
Okay.
Sis, I got a headache. What's really...
Girl, let me tell you, the way my head was banging listening at that interview. But let me say this. Queen Sheba is the GOAT.
Yes, she is.
The way she maneuvered that interview and the way she kept getting this Negro twisted in his words, the way she formed her sentences had him so lost, and he was so self-incriminating. He had no idea that you were telling on yourself. You could just, I mean, he showed exactly what we've been thinking. There is no growth. He takes no accountability. Mel is at fault for everything. Mm-hmm. And the audacity of you to sit here and blame Melody when your side chick is the one. First of all, why did you even share the information with your side chick? You didn't even address that. So let's take Mel out of the equation. I don't care what you say, Mel and Carson working together. You should not have told Ariane. And my question is, what is it that chick got on you? Because he will not say anything negative publicly about this chick. To actually sit there and say, everybody makes mistakes. Negro, what? Girl, I almost spilled my wine. You hear me? I was sitting there like, what? You cannot be serious. And you could see the clear change in the split personalities. It's just like he was 4 and 5 different people right on the same interview. You could see his demeanor change. You could see the split personalities come out. You could see when he was getting angry. It's almost as if like, I'll talk to you as long as you side with me, but don't go against me. Or, you know, don't ask me any questions that I don't want to answer. And who don't know what their favorite food is?
Come on now.
I'm like, Negro, come on. It's just that simple. Everybody has a favorite food, something that you prefer over the other. And he just really didn't see how, when I say Queen Sheba played him for the idiot that he is, she played that Negro so cold and he didn't even know. And then the fact, right. And then the fact that when she asked the question, like, looking back on where you were then and to where you are now, you know, what areas of growth do you see? This Negro has seen no growth. Like, he really cannot speak to how he's changed from then to now. So there is no growth. So whatever therapy he's going to, it's not working. It's not working, and he needs to fire that therapist and get another therapist because he's not taking any accountability. He can't even say, you know what? Yes, I made a mistake, but going forward, but to sit here and still put himself on a pedestal as if you didn't even cause this up, and have the nerve to sit there and say, well, I feel like we've been talking about this girl on the show for all these years. She should come and defend herself. Why are we talking about her, Martell?
Thank you.
Why are we talking about it? Let's talk about why we're talking about it, because had you not cheated on your wife with her, we wouldn't even have to talk about it.
That's exactly what I was putting in the chat. There shouldn't even be a her. We don't have to talk about her. There shouldn't have been a her. So, and
what's she gonna say when she come on there? Say what? I cheated with your husband. Well, what can you say that we already know? There is no girl. Listen. When I say true narcissist in human form, he is a walking billboard. He has not learned.
And turn my. Somebody, everybody, mute if you're not talking for me, please. I'll mute you. That's somebody that's just starting, I believe, the live. Go ahead, sis.
Oh, but I was just lost, like to the point to where my head is hurting. But he really showed us who he really is, which is what we've already known and said anyway. But this right here was in true form. I do believe somebody was talking in his ear. And it takes him, you can see that he does not know how to comprehend when somebody is talking to him. He has to ask the question over again. And it's almost like if you paid attention to his demeanor, like when he answered a question and then he would say, yeah, yeah. Like he has to convince himself that he answered it correctly, or I'm just sitting here like, this boy is slow as two left shoes. Like for real, something is really off. Something is really off. There is something wrong with this person.
Yeah, I just kept thinking to myself, thank God Mel is away from that as far as living with them.
Oh.
It's unfortunate that, I know they both, as they should, love their kids and all of that. No regrets. But to have to deal with him on any level. Now, Queen Sheba has no reason to lie. She read the paperwork. She saw where he wanted child support. She saw where he wanted his lawyer's fee paid. He tried to deny the child support.
But even the fact that he's saying he won everything, I'm like, what did you? Because she wasn't taking you to court. You were taking her to court. And you didn't get anything that you were asking for because everything stayed the same. So what did you win?
But that's all he wanted to make clear. He won. Oh, well, she had a motion. She was supposed to file motion on the BS. Let me read this comment, though. MD Hill, you are so spot on. He was getting aggressive with Queen Sheba when she disagreed with his narrative. And it was like he was shocked. You know what I mean? It was so weird for me to, and I'm sure you guys as well, to look at, because first of all, everybody is not going to agree with everything a person says. That goes for myself. I get pushed back when I go live, whatever, but for him to sit there and look so confused that she didn't agree with everything, the man is a nutcase. I'm sorry. That's not a legend. That man is a nutcase.
Oh, he is for sure. When I say he's one of those people that are so crazy to where if you hang around him long enough, you'll start to think you're crazy too.
That's a narc, though. That's one of the traits of a narc. Says
yes,
try to convince you that everything that you're saying to them, everything you're experiencing, is not happening. And you would start to question, like, wait a minute, did he say that? Or wait a minute, a whole mess. We're going to swing back around since we got a full house. So let me move on to Simone. We're going to go in a row, and then we're definitely going to swing all the way back up to the top. Simone, your thoughts on this hot mess that we saw tonight?
I just couldn't believe he did the interview. He is the biggest narcissist, I think, in real time, just seeing his face contort when he didn't like what Queen Sheba was saying. She wasn't agreeing with the quote unquote paperwork that he sent over. You can tell that he is surrounded by women and men who coddle his dumb ass. They coddle him and go along with everything that he says, because the way I guess he thought he could just skate through this interview and not have any pushback. And the way that she gave him just enough rope that he literally hung himself. He admitted on live that he shared revenge P with that coleslaw. He admitted to that. So I'm hoping her legal team is on top of this and they can do what they can do as far as to get some charges on both of them, because you can sit there and say Carson and Melody are plotting. Carson would never have known nothing. It's impossible for her to know any of this if not coleslaw bringing it to her. He shared that tape with those people on that cast, along with He proved it, at least with coleslaw. So he just admitted that he committed a criminal act. So he can't take that back. And I do believe somebody was feeding him. I think he things through his earbuds. I think he had one on that he could hear certain things, or them telling him not to say this or don't say this. I think someone was feeding him some information, but he was. I mean, he's 100% narcissist, 100% multiple personalities, and just go back. I want to go back and look at his face when
Yeah.
he didn't like what he was hearing. Just look at his face. You don't believe me? What?
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, everything those women who've come out, the women who he was trying to get the loans for the property, trying to get her to, get the loan, everything that she was saying and others have said, that's him. When he's getting pushed back, he gets to that, he turns into a bully.
Yeah.
He turned into a bully on Queen. He thought he was going to bully Queen Sheba.
You
And,
sure did.
and shout out to Queen Sheba. She's listening. She did an excellent
Yes,
job
you did.
handling that nut. Oh,
Yes, you did.
oh,
Yes,
she did an excellent job. But that's all I had to say. I'm just so glad he told on himself.
he
Glad.
did. And you know what? It's a case study. It's something that can go around to universities. Every woman, especially, should view that video because
Yes.
it's in real time, like you said, a true narcissist. And we all have said, we're not medical professionals where we can diagnose him. I'm diagnosing him tonight.
Yes.
Plain sight. Like you said,
Yes.
he got angry. He turned into somebody else multiple times. It was just I'm speechless almost. He should never give another interview again because he does himself just no justice. No
He
justice.
thought he was going to outsmart Queen
Oh
Sheba. Did you notice that? He thought he was going to outsmart her. You know him, Carlos, and all the other coddling people around him have been trying to come up with a defense.
yeah.
But the defense he just handed himself over on a silver platter. He
He
just
did.
handed the defense makes no sense because
Yeah.
Carson has never met her before the tea.
Yeah.
She never knew any of that.
Hmm.
So he totally just gave it to her.
You
Just
know,
gave
I,
it to her.
I was watching and I said, if this was a court case, the way he was stuttering and stopping and rolling his eyes and looking up and thinking of what to say, case would be over. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? And I'm sure that he exhibited that same behavior in this child custody case. But the key thing is children are involved. And I feel like they just gave this man a little leeway because all he screamed is good dad, good dad, good dad. Because I
Right.
don't even see how things remain the same. That
No,
man should have full custody. Real
no.
quickly before I move on to we have Bless next. For him to throw his own child under the bus and to think that his child went and repeated something that Mel told him to say, that was absolutely disgusting to me. But naturally, Martell can't be the blame. So he blamed his own child, called him a liar, and the only reason why the kid lied is because his mother put that in his head. That boy know what happened to him at his daddy's house. He know what Martell did to him. He's disgusting. But we'll come back around to you, Simone. Thank you so much. Bless, bless, bless. What are your thoughts, Bless? I'm so upset. Oh, I got a headache, just like Pink D.
That makes two of us. I couldn't finish the interview for real. Because I wanted to reach into the screen and pop Martell lying, demon
Mm,
possessed, conniving, SOB rectum. But
yeah.
I must give Queen Sheba her crown. She handled
Yes.
that interview like a professional,
She
and
did.
Martel just show his many faces.
Mm-hmm.
He incriminate himself so many times, and as I would continue to say, we need to continue to cover Melody. She's okay, but we need to continue to cover Melody.
Yeah.
And My 2 cents, my opinion, I believe the reason he did not throw Ariane under the bus or say anything about Ariane is because she just had a baby and he knows that she know where the bodies are buried. That is my opinion. Allegedly, I stand to be corrected.
Yeah.
Please, it's not to go to the bank, but I can, that is
Okay,
my
but
assumption.
we know he got all of our nerves on edge. I'm not correcting you in that manner. I'm just
Yeah,
saying, we have to say allegedly.
yeah,
He's right. He
allegedly.
said he only got 5 kids.
Yeah. So, because I mean, I was, oh, Jesus, have mercy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, let somebody else because I'm still so tight.
Okay. Okay,
I'll
Bless.
come back to me. I'll be here. Come back around.
Okay, just process it. Calm down. We're not
Yes.
gonna let that fool let us all go to bed with our blood pressures because mine's
Yes.
pressure,
Yeah.
like they say, my pressure is up. But I'll definitely
Yes.
come back to you. Next up is Debbie. And after Debbie, we're gonna have where did Maritha go? Maritha, where are you? Debbie, your thoughts?
How y'all doing, ladies?
Debbie, got a headache?
I got a headache and my chest is beating fast. Woo, that Martell something else. He a big liar. In that chat, I wrote, look at the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde coming out of him. He
Mm-hmm.
started lying from the beginning. I also said that. He thought he could handle Queen Sheba, but she handled him.
Oh, she
Then
really
he
back.
And then when he couldn't, he gonna try to put it off on her like you and Melody are friends. She
Yep.
said, "No, we're not friends." She was being fair. She didn't want to bring up the children. I
Mm-hmm.
can understand that, and he did.
He did it.
Martell was talking about what he got coming out, and he got all this money. He back on top. Why you ain't paid none of them bills? Why you ain't paid that $10 million loan off you got if you got so much money and you balling again? Pay your bills.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
he say he building a house. I
Mm-hmm.
believe all that is a lie. And
I
when Queen Sheba didn't go along with him, then he tried to get an attitude and tried to manipulate her, but
and
she wasn't
disrespect.
having it.
Yeah. But he
She wasn't
disrespected.
having it. I said, get him, get him. He didn't know what he was in for. See, he
Mm-hmm.
thought he was coming on there and he can talk to her like she was a pick me. She showed him about a pick me. She picked him, picked his brain, and then he didn't even know what she was talking about half the time. She had to explain it. See, he a dummy. And
Mm-hmm.
that narcissist was trying to come out. Then he gonna talk about God when you could see he's sitting right there looking like a damn devil. He made me sick.
Oh
But
yeah.
she gave him just what he needed. She gave him what he needed.
She did. She's an excellent interviewer. That's how
Yes.
you do it. You know what I mean? First of all, she's sitting there with a push through shirt on. This fool don't he ain't got a clue. And but she was fair. I give it to her. She was fair. She tried to tell the man, don't go there when it comes to the children. And like you just said, Debbie, he's the one that did that. He's the one that walked on that little tightrope and slipped on off. If you ask me, it's a mess. The judge is the one that granted Mel those days. And again, you're going to sit here and say your child was lying.
Yeah, that's a low down, low life man. He can't be accountable for nothing that he's done. Like what got me the most is he think Ariane should come on that show and tell her story. Had you not been cheating on your wife with her, there would be no Ariane and no story to tell. How
Say,
can you figure in your right mind that she should come on your ex-wife show to tell her story about you and her and
yeah.
what y'all did to that woman?
Mm-hmm.
Right there, I got a problem.
Oh yeah. You know what? And it just proved that that's what he's been telling her, Ariane. I really don't think he ever wanted the girl on the show. And I think with him saying that tonight, I believe he's saying that just to still keep her quiet, you know. And if she was, let's say, to make it on the show, the only thing she's gonna do is be his lapdog and go against Mel. Mel is not the enemy when it comes to him having years long affair. At that time, it was 4 or 5 years. So, what can Martell or Ariane say on the show other than we shouldn't have been cheating? He should have got a divorce. Story over.
Right. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. Quiet as kept. He wish he could be back in Mel get good
Oh,
graces, but he
yes.
done did so much. He know that's impossible. Like he lied about why he sent them roses. He
Yep.
lying. Mel ain't called him because he sent her no roses and said no thank you. Cause if she did, she never would have put them in the garage. So when you start telling lies like that, you just know you. I mean, he just a no good. I don't like him, and that interview showed me how much I really don't like him.
Yeah. I think
You know, he to me he need to go on somewhere. He don't need to do no more interviews.
yeah.
He'll turn. He make your stomach turn.
He really does. And I think we're all on one accord. I didn't see anybody, other than a couple pick me's, he's telling the truth or whatever I saw in the comment section. It made my stomach turn too, Debbie. It really did. It was disgusting to watch because, like I said, it was a true in real time narc that's manipulating and lying right in front of everybody's eyes. Just crazy, crazy. And that's scary. It's very scary. But it proves to me how he's been able to manipulate Ariane Curry. It's been 10 years. The girl hasn't said anything negative about him other than when she's peeped him with another woman and she's going to come out and talk about their sex life. Other than that, he hasn't said anything about her and she hasn't said anything about him. Both of them are dangerous to me. But Debbie, we're going to swing back around now. Guys, I got a couple people in the chat that want to come up. Maritha dropped down. So if you, let's see, who do I have after Debbie? DMV sister. I see you in the back saying she skipped me. Let me go ahead and get you. Miss Pia, if you can drop down for me just temporarily. We're going to leave the link pinned.
Okay.
Just
No problem.
And who else? Simone, if you don't mind, just drop down. Pink Diva, you weren't finished with your statement, so I'm definitely going to come back to you. Simone, the link will be pinned. If you can drop down just so we can give a couple other people a chance to come up. All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much. DMV sister, what are your thoughts on this mess?
When I tell you, literally, I am sick. I am
Yeah.
sick. And I was married to a narcissist. But
Mm,
Martell takes the cake.
mm, yeah.
I was watching this doctor on YouTube, and she had a African American female lawyer, and they were discussing narcissists, divorcing a narcissist, and talking about narcissists. And when I tell you everything that they talked about was Martell, he has to win, blaming everything on male,
Yeah.
protecting the other woman. I mean, if you all, I forgot the doctor's name, but she's on YouTube, and all she do, it seemed like ever since Mel been going through this, she's been talking about narcissists,
Mm-hmm.
and that man is sick.
Yeah.
We not only gotta we gotta pray for him because he's sick
Yeah.
to the point it makes me scared for them kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was too much for me. It was a lot too much for me.
Yeah, it is a lot, especially if you've experienced. Now, look, I've experienced someone, a couple people actually, that are narcissists, but not like that. Not like that. This
And
man made them look like angels, okay?
my ex-husband is a narcissist, and he's in hospice right now
Mm-hmm.
and he still portrays those same traits laying on his deathbed.
Mm.
And if I didn't see that shit tonight,
No,
that was crazy and scary.
watch the
That was
man.
scary. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
that's
That
okay.
that was scary. That was really really scary.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's all I had to say. This is my first time up, and I apologize
Oh,
for
oh, no,
the
you're
foul
fine.
language.
You're fine. You're fine, and I thank you for that. You know, I totally agree with you. It's a shame even to hear that your ex is, basically on his last couple days,
Yep.
months, whatever.
Yep.
And that'll be Martell. It was scary. Like I said, to see that in real time, and I'm
And
going
to
to watch it
see
again.
him protect
Yes.
coleslaw,
Yeah.
you never see him do that for Melody.
Mm-mm.
I experienced that too.
Yeah. Well, he said that
It's crazy.
he misses the lifestyle, which we've been saying
Right.
that they had,
Mhm.
the things they were able to
Mhm.
accomplish. He misses her as well, but his ego,
Mhm.
she even tried to get him to drop that a bit, and he wouldn't. We can see straight through it. We know you miss your wife. We know you loved her ex-wife, loved her, still love her, and everything else. But
And
like,
he took Melody to church. No, Melody mother raised her in church.
did you see how he took credit for that? He
Yeah.
took her to church. Yeah, that's scary, scary, scary. But thank you so
Mm.
much, DMV sister. We
Thank you.
move on over. Let me see. Robin was next. After Robin, we have Gail. Robin, did I get to you yet, Robin? Did you speak? Are you there, Robin? Robin, going once, going twice. Go ahead, Gail.
Hey guys,
Okay,
I
wait a minute, Gail. I'm sorry. Robin is back. Can you
okay.
hear me,
Okay,
Robin? Robin, you just came on screen. Can you hear me?
it's like when I had the video on. I was trying to get off the video, but just have my sound on.
Okay. I'll put the overlay up. I'm gonna mute you. That
Okay.
overlay is not doing anything. Let me see. Let me see. Let me
Hit the
see.
camera button. Just hit the camera.
Right. Hit your
Okay. Only
camera
thing I
button.
see. Oh wait, here it is. Okay, wait. Okay.
There you go.
Sorry
There
about that.
you
I hit the
go.
wrong one. Okay.
All
First of
right.
all, this is my first time getting on here, but you and what's the name T are my favorites. I was hoping y'all interview. I didn't think the interview was. I didn't think it was all. I didn't think she did a good job.
I think
I don't think
okay, go
I
ahead.
don't think
Sure.
she well, I'm saying I don't think she challenged him. I think she cakewalked him.
Mm,
To me, she didn't answer all the hard questions. Like, okay, when he said he wanted his money for the attorney, I would have said, okay, what about her 17,000? I would have challenged him more. I think she cakewalked him. To me, I don't think it was a strong interview. I don't think it was a strong interview. But one thing it did prove though is when she did disagree with him, he couldn't take it, which shows he can't take anybody. He has to have a yes person.
mm-hmm.
He
Mm-hmm.
can't take anybody disagreeing with him. But it proved that he was crazy. But I don't think he ever loved Mel at all. I don't think he was ever in love with her. I think he was like most narcissists do. He saw where she was going, what she was about, and he hitched his wagon to her.
Mm. Good point.
I think he knew, and I think he's very, if you think about it, he's very smart in an evil way. He
Yeah.
knew Melody was above him, and eventually, or he thought in his mind, eventually she would be done with him. He had stuff already in balance to do punish her. While she was
Mm.
sitting there making nicey nice with him on that, that vacation, he was
Yeah.
plotting to take her kids away to court.
Plotting Dan.
So
Yep.
I don't think he ever cared for her, and I think Melody's a smart business person, but I don't think she's good at judging people. Like she thinks Kim's her friend. She thought Carlos. I think she probably still think Carlos is her friend. I don't think she knows. I don't think she's good with judging people.
Hmm. Well,
Because
I
think about
respect.
it, she's still following up on the Kimmy. And I'm saying it was obvious to me from day one. Kimmy, what Kimmy,
What?
it's no good. Okay, she's still under Carlos. Some of the interviews she was doing with Carlos early on, and she's changed a little bit since. But I don't think she's good. That's not her. I don't think that's her forte. I think she's good with like business deals and things like that. But as far as like seeing people, it's like they done her dirty. It's like, okay, like and I'll just be quiet after this. It's like, okay, she came out strong at that last reunion when she said never, never, never. Yes, she turned around. She gonna give Kimmy some contacts. She's playing nicey with Letitia. I think in the show right now, it's they can take that show off. It's horrible, and it's horrible. I don't think she's good
Well,
with people
Robin,
at all.
Robin, and I definitely respect your opinion, and that's the great thing about having lives, and everybody has a right to their opinion. For me, just in
I'm gonna do
response,
like Martell. If you disagree with me, I'm gonna get mad. Okay?
no, don't do that because I'm
No,
just
I'm
gonna
being funny. No, I'm
real
being
quick.
funny.
I know you are. No, what I was saying when it comes to Mel, we have to look at Mel is on a show. So even if it is playing nice in quotation marks, that could be for the show. I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't think that Kimmy
I
is
do.
pulling the wool over her eyes. I don't think Carlos, she's already dropped too many nuggets when it comes to the people that you mentioned, Tisha, all of that, for her to just be in the dark. Now, so I don't think she's slow in that area. And we also have to remember everyone has their own level of what's the word I'm looking for? Love or care or concern in their heart. So even though they don't move like we think they should move all the time, that don't mean that they're, to me, you can't be as bright as you are when it comes to business and everything else. She loved her husband when she was with him. That's why she was with him. I think a lot of us have experienced that. When it comes to Kimmy, we have to admit she's dealt with and is currently dealing with something very challenging. And there's nothing wrong with having a little grace for people.
But what was the grace for her? What was the grace for Melody? Not one of them stood with Melody and said, and Kimmy was the main one. She went along with Wanda. She went along. She was going around saying Martell is a nice guy. He cheats on his wife. Huh?
No, I said you're right.
So what I'm saying, I stand by what I said. I think she's a good business person. I don't think she's good at filling out people. I think she's lucky to have, and I think that's why I'm glad that she has the millimeters, because I really have a lot of respect for the millimeters, and because she needs people to take up for her, because there's no one's there. I mean, nobody on the show stood up for her. I mean, she's really in a hostile working environment. Nobody said, "Hey, this is wrong. Hey, Melody, how's it going? How's it going? I know you're going through." Everybody knows Martell's a basket case. But anyway, I'm gonna let somebody else talk. I just wanted to just but in my mind though, I was wishing you or True T would interview Martell. To me, I think you all are stronger. And it's just my opinion, I like.
Well, let me just say this real quick, Robin. And like I said, I do respect your opinion and all of that, but I want us to keep the focus on the fool that we witnessed tonight.
Oh,
I don't think
he was an idiot.
Yes.
I don't think
he was. Yeah, you're right, and he was an idiot. But I think one thing came from that interview is it proved he was an idiot, and if you had any doubts that he was a narcissist, he proved it tonight.
As plain as day. Totally agree.
Mute my mic.
Okay, I do need you to drop down for me, and then you can definitely
how
come
do I
back
do that?
up because we got a full house, so it's a lot of people backstage trying to get up. Let me mute real quick.
Just hit the leave button. Just punch that leave button. That's in your corner. That's got the X and say leave.
Okay, I'm gonna leave then.
And the link is pinned, so feel free to come back up and just a little bit later. But yeah, I want to keep the focus, and I respect Robin's opinion. My opinion, I don't think Mel is weak at all. And yeah, let's get to the conversation at hand.
Mm-mm-mm.
96 people watching. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Grays Matter, for the super sticker. And if you're watching in the bushes, drop down and chit chat with us. All right. We got Maritha. No, I'm sorry. We got Gail, then Maritha. Gail, chat.
Hey.
Ooh, I got a headache, Gail. What's
Oh,
your
me too. Listen, I- when I first started watching it, I thought, maybe he's going to come on and do better. Maybe he's going to come on and take some responsibility, for some of the stuff that he had done or said. So, but when he came on, and I thought, okay, maybe let's see where he's going to go with this. But
Mm,
it went left real quick,
yes.
like really, really quick. And I thought, oh my God, he's the same person. I don't even everybody else pretty much have said everything that I thought. I don't he has so much grace for coleslaw, but he had none for Melanie.
Yeah.
None at all. And he kept saying her. I want to get along with her. You
Mhm.
know, oh, I'm not gonna say anything bad because I want to get along with her. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I was like, what am I looking at? What am I listening to? And then him questions. So whoever said that at first, I do think that somebody was actually feeding him questions. And the reason why I think that is because at the end, when she was ready to end the conversation, he started trying to push the custody.
Mhm.
He wanted
Mm-hmm.
the he kept trying to push the custody, and she was like, "Okay, you ready to come back around to it? If uh, you better be ready for the hard questions." And then
Mhm.
he got a little agitated about that. So that lets you know that somebody was in his ear saying, "Push the hard questions." He wanted to push the custody, like make
Mm.
Melanie the villain.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. He did. And he kept on saying,
And then the whole revenge thing, she said when she
Gail, your
hey,
your
can you
sound is going in and out, Gail. Sound like you
okay.
away. Okay, you're good now.
Okay. When she said when she brought up the revenge take whatever, and she was asking him, how do you feel about her putting you and Melanie's personal business out there? He wouldn't give Melanie any grace, none at all. And then he kept saying, that's just Carson who wanted to be on the show, and she's not going to be on the show. But at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, you're blaming Carson. But that lady D or whoever, whatever came, she said the same thing. And
Yeah.
then she said that, y'all, I'm a loss for words. I mean, that's a poor excuse for a black man. That's a poor excuse for a man.
He's dangerous.
He's very
He's
dangerous.
dangerous. You really have to look at, and like I said, he's worthy. Somebody got some background. If you're not speaking, please mute. That may be you, Gail. I don't know. Um, Okay, it was you, Gail. But what I was saying was that interview is worthy of a second watch for anybody that may just be starting off dating, or you're in a situation and you don't know. Please watch that man in action. He is dangerous. What I didn't like was he's trying to act like that Mel is coming out here. Gail, you got some, is I hear a guy or somebody in your background?
Oh, that was my TV. Okay, I walked away.
Okay. Yeah, or either turn it down, please. But I didn't like how he's trying to act like Mel is coming out here and saying anything to her supporters, and behind the scenes, they're cool. He mentioned that they were just at a
Yes.
baseball game and she was sitting up on the bleachers. Was she talking to you? Were you guys sitting there holding a conversation and hee-heeing and ha-haing and laughing and joking? I'm absolutely positive not. Not after something like that was revealed. So that's another way of manipulating other people to believe him. Like I said, the man is crazy. But we'll
He
come back
is.
around. We'll come back around to you, Gail. Let's go ahead to Maritha. After Maritha, we have Braylon. Hey, sis.
Well, good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening. I'm drained.
Good evening, sis. Good evening. Let us have it. Let us have it.
Me too.
You know, first I just want to address the lady that said that and you know, I respect her opinion. And at first, I did think that I thought that type of way too. And for some reason, last week I was reading Proverbs. I like reading Proverbs, and chapter 25 in Proverbs say, "If your enemy is hungry, give him food to eat.
Look what's on
If
the
he
screen, sis. Look what's on the screen.
if he is thirsty, give him water to drink. In doing this, you will heap burning coals on his head, and the Lord will repay you."
Mm.
So I don't think Mel got as far as she got in her business
Say it.
and in life, being naive. Now, we've all played that role before. We all done played dunce, dumb, and stupid. But at some point, when a person show you who they really are, that's the person you believe, not the person that they want you to see. The person that they don't want you to see, that's the person that you believe. So I am under the impression Mel know exactly who she's dealing with Kimmy, with everybody on that cast. See, because Mel cutoff game is almost fast as mine. I don't block you. I don't delete you. I just have nothing to do with you. And what she's doing with Kimmy right now, Kimmy is in a situation right now that she need positive, and she know that's what Mel bring positive. So, Mel know when it's, she know when to fold them and keep it moving. Now, the interview, I didn't get upset about the interview, because I would not allow myself to get upset about the interview. I believe Queen Sheba did an excellent job, with what she was working with. So we know what type of person Martell is. Martell know what type of person he is. But the thing is, he didn't know what type of person Queen Sheba is. So, when he can charm, I watched him just keep smiling, like he could finesse her, he can charm her, he can mesmerize her with his smile and with his charm. And then I also seen if she had went 10 minutes more,
she would have got him, baby.
He would have lost all composure, because Martell is the type of man he feeds off of people needing him. See, no one needs him but Ariane. She need him. Mel don't need him. We just saw Mel come off a vacation on the other side of the world, somewhere, wherever she was at. And Mel was having a good time. And everything that this man said, it's like, Mel, I thought the interview was supposed to be about you. And, Queen Sheba put him as, someone was in his ear, and you can tell someone was in his ear. And the reason they was in his ear to keep him calm, because he would have went off, and he showed that several times that he would have went off. He's going to always protect Ariane. See, Mel is classy. Mel is a lady. Every woman on this panel are in the chat. We're not going to talk about what we do in our bedroom. Yeah, we're going to, it's just some things we don't want people to know, how we hanging off from the chandelier and on the edge of the bed and stuff like that. We don't want people to know that, because of we don't want that. But this girl will say how this man that did her from the front to the back and all kind of ways. See, that's what he want. Ariane just feel. I watched the man tell this girl today. I think it was on Queen Sheba page. I don't know who page it was on. He said, Ariane just squeezed in a space. She didn't even feel the space.
That was on my page, sis.
That was on your page? Okay. He said you just squeezed in a space. You didn't even feel the space. So what is that saying about this woman? And she was watching tonight, because the way he was protecting her, and the way he was saying she was a good mother.
Yeah.
How are you a good mother and the boy is eating popsicles 5 o'clock in the morning? Because I was up watching the little boy eating popsicles. How are you a good mother when a child could go in your purse and pull out a Hennessy bottle?
Hennessy bottle.
And then the little boy go in your purse and get prescription pills and all kind of stuff, hitting you all in top of your head, kicking you all in your face, and then telling you, shut up, B.
Yeah.
That's a good mother.
Yeah.
Well, maybe, for him, that may be a good mother. I can't say. And then what really, really got me was when he was asked about Belinda and the child picture on her post. Now, and I'm thinking, okay, you leave your children with someone else and they are posting your children.
Mm-hmm.
Make that make sense to me, because the math ain't mathing. It wasn't mathing to me.
Yeah.
And I was praying that, I was praying that, okay, Queen Sheba, go a little bit longer, because right now, this man is on the edge and he's not listening to anything the person in his ear is saying. And then when she asked about the revenge porn, he answered it, but he didn't answer it.
Yeah.
So that made me believe everything that Carson was saying, because how would Carson know about a porn tape? And now
this PP, say the P word.
Oh, I'm sorry, the PP tape. Okay, how would she know about that? Exactly. And then why clout? Who is Ariane to give anybody clout when all she do is sit on that gray raggedy bed bug infested sofa every day and all day waiting for you?
Yep.
Okay. And then when Queen Sheba asked this nut, what have you learned? What have you gotten out of therapy? That should have been the most easiest question of all the questions that lady asked you. That should have been the easiest question. It's making me be a better man. It's making me be a better father. It's making me want to do right. Anybody could have answered that question. Tell a lie. Keep telling lie. You was lying through the whole interview. Why stop right there? This man could not think of 5 things that therapy has helped him with. And now, then when the question about the roses, 10 dozen of roses, did you honestly think that lady was going to bring them roses inside her house?
Right.
So, I would not allow myself to get upset with Martell about this interview, because he is who he is. He is his father's son. He is his mother's son. This man needs help and nobody do not see that. Yeah. And, he said Melinda is trying to pitch a show. Okay, if that's what you want to go with, you said it. I'm going to believe it because you said it. Right. Because now he's trying to say that he pitched the show to Carlos. Babe, you can't even get your way out of a maze. Mm-hmm. So how you gonna pitch something? So with this interview, you know what, y'all need to just get y'all a glass of wine, get y'all some Hennessy, get y'all something to puff on, and be all right and go to bed. And don't let that man upset you, because he is who he is. You see, he was drinking that cheap iron-ass wine, and I was praying Queen Sheba just put in 2 more questions and you got him, because he would have been like a raving lunatic.
Yeah, I think that Queen Sheba, she ended it because I think she knew that she was about to go there. You know what I mean? And I think she was trying to maintain that level of professionalism when it comes to interviewing and all of that. She was there because he took her there. You know what I mean? You can't insult somebody that's smart. She's a smart lady. And for him to say in a condescending tone, what are you, a blogger? That was disrespectful. That was disrespectful. And I saw it in her eyes that she was ready to sort of let loose. You know what I mean? I think she did a wonderful job. I do think that, she could have held him a little more to the answers to some of the questions. But overall, she did her thing. Sis, I don't think that any of us that's in our right mind went into that interview with high expectations when it comes to Martell, but I just don't think that we would have. I didn't think that we would have seen the narcissism play out the way that it did right in front of our eyes.
And exactly. And you know what? I got what I needed from that interview. And truth be told, Melody lasted 1 year, 1 day, 1 hour, 1 second, 1 minute longer than I would have.
Oh, for sure.
It would have been a time, my children, my cousins, my aunts, and all my friends, they'll be bringing me canteen money, sending me money, putting money on a card to talk to me because I couldn't deal. I don't know how any woman in their right mind, you would have to be thirsty. You would have to want a man to want Martell and to be with Martell. And he's a piece of work. He's a piece of work.
He is. And I agree with you. I know that and we all know they got married very young, and it was high on Mel's list to raise her kids under one roof and all of that. So, I agree with you, but she did the right thing, sis, because you may would have reacted like you just said you would have, and I'm almost positive I would have. And being locked up is not good for you, because guess what? The fool's still gonna do what he doing with the next one. You know what I'm saying? So she did exactly what she was supposed to do, left when she felt strong enough to leave, and the outcome of what we're seeing today with Mel versus Martell is very evident. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But
I want to say this one more thing, Chit Chat. Now I'm gonna guarantee it, and when y'all hear it, y'all can say Maritha said it. He's gonna go on live, maybe not tomorrow, maybe none this week, but next week he's gonna go on live and he's gonna do what Destiny did to Anthony. He's gonna say, I felt attacked. I felt bullied. I felt like the question she was asking me wasn't fair. I can already see it because he was saying, "Oh, you don't like me?"
Yeah, that was crazy to me. You don't like me?
You don't like me? So, he's stuck somewhere between adolescent and adulthood. Somewhere in between, he's still stuck. He's that little boy. When she asked him about love, he knows nothing of what love is. He has no idea about he don't know how to give it, and he don't know how to receive it.
Yeah. And his answer was very weird. Like Pink Diva said, for him to not even be able to say, what foods do you like the most? It don't even have to be favorite. What would you, that was weird. And it just shows that everything is not, the elevator don't go all the way up to the top. That on top of the arrogance, on top of the ego, on top of the manipulation, on top of the narcissistic traits that he showed so well tonight, that's a recipe for disaster. The man is crazy. That's my opinion. I'm standing on it. But we definitely gonna swing back around to you, sis. Let's get to Braylon. After Braylon, we have Hannah. I believe Hannah was before Cheryl. Hey, Cheryl.
Hey.
Out of the glass. And hello, Renata. What's up, sis?
Hey.
Hey. Ooh, all right, let's get Braylon. Braylon, your thoughts?
First of all, Maritha, excellent take, Queen. Well done. There's a quote that says, "As I was a boy, I played with my toys. But as I grew older, I got rid of those toys because I had responsibilities to do." This was a lesson on what not to be. And I don't know how to feel because I was born in 1994, where I had aunties like Marifa, and I had aunties like all of you and everybody in the chat, even the uncles, to say to me, Braylon, you know you should be doing better than this. Don't make me call you parent. Like I'll give y'all this. My parents have said to me and my sister, don't let us come up to that school. Because if we come to that school, we're gonna act a fool. And to use the scripture, as a man thinketh, so is he. I think sometimes when it comes to social media and this platform of broadcasting, it is basically courageous liquor in a metaphorical sense, because he is able to get on any platform and say what he wants to, and then he can just say, well, I had to do an interview, I had to say something. And I think where I'm at now with it, that's who he is, as everyone has said so articulately.
Yeah.
It's a disgusting display. It's a sad display. And, there's body language experts on YouTube, and they have said the best way to see somebody's behavior is by muting the interview. I muted the interview just to see. And when he had his hand up, just like he had his hand up in Mama Van's face, and his eyes and his mouth started to twitch a little bit, I could tell, dude, your anger cannot be together. I'm sorry, you cannot say when you meet me everybody loves me,
Right?
But then you have this, as somebody just said, the math wasn't math, and Pink Diva just said the math wasn't math. And so tonight, this was a lesson on what not to do. I may not be where I want to be, but I know I was raised better than that, and I don't know who is around him. But if you are a real man, and we all need a check every once in a while. I got checked a couple weeks ago. That if you don't get checked now, that is going to have repercussions later on down the line. So I know that was long-winded, and I hope that made sense. But that's my take. I have no words to say.
Yeah, and it wasn't long-winded, Braylon. And you know what? I totally agree with you. It was a lesson for men, especially, like you said, how not to be and what not to do. And that's really been on display since this show started. Any average man looking at this will say, this brother is wrong. This brother wants his cake and eat it too. They would have called him on it. So you're right. It's a lot of yes people, I believe, that's around Martell. I don't think that many people are around him, but I do think the people that are around him, such as his mom or anybody else that can have an influence, I think that they are, in a sense, maybe scared of him to a certain point, because he's going to see, he tried to put on, and he tries all the time to sell himself, just like you just said, but they get to see and experience the real him. And I think that when he's talking to them, they see the real him. He's going to blow up. So they know, I can't say nothing about Melody. I can't say you still want your wife. I can't say you messed this up. They got to walk on eggshells, if you ask me, my opinion. But great assessment. Yeah, it's definitely what not to do and how not to be. He's a disgrace. I'm sorry for him to lie on his child. Disgusting. But thank you for that, Braylon. We are going to go over to Hannah Grace. After Hannah, we're going to Cheryl. But real quickly, though, guys, we have 1,172 people watching, and we only have 598 likes. So if you guys are in the chat, if you're watching from the bushes, please hit the like button for me so this can get out in the algorithm and all of that good stuff. But Hannah Grace.
Hey, Harvey.
Let me apologize to you, Hannah. I told you in several member-only lives, we gotta have grace. No more grace, Hannah. You
Okay.
Hannah. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Hannah.
Now y'all saw where I was coming from. But okay, I'm glad.
Right.
Hey, at least you tried. That's all you can do, right? Listen, you know what? When I didn't see the whole interview. I got to go back and look at it. But what came across my mind is that Martell is in between a rock and a hard place right now, and he's coming out trying to defend something. And what that is I think that he is hearing some. He has a notion or something has come down the pipe that he's getting ready to get in trouble about this tape, and Curry is too. So he came out to try to set a stage, and the stage is look, because remember he basically said Melody and Carson were lying,
You sure did.
but he said Curry. Now he said that the only thing she probably told the girl was that Martell was thinking about, not that he asked her to do anything, which I believe I believe what the girl said. So basically, he's trying to come out here and put this information out. And that's all he really wanted to do. All the other stuff, he just went with it. And that's just my opinion. The other thing, but he got caught up though. He got caught up in several different ways because Queen Sheba did put him on the spot. I do wish that she had have asked him, why in the world would you not want your children on this show, and why did you not want them on social media?
Mm-hmm.
You took that. He said, I got that. I asked for that, and I won that.
You did.
For the life of me, I cannot understand why he would do that, knowing that Melody was trying to, especially with the Sugar Mama products. That's probably what he did not. He don't even want his own kids to prosper. So it is so sickening. And then he sits there again talking about this land that he purchased wait a minute. He said he purchased the land, but he didn't tell her he purchased it for $10. But then in the same breath, he said she got what she invested in. He made a fool out of this woman, if you ask me. So I hope she's listening. And then and then again with him saying that when Queen Sheba asked him about what's fair is fair now, why didn't you call Melody to keep those kids? Why did you take him over to Belinda's house? He came up with something. So this man is lying all the way around. But his goal was to get out here and make Melody look like she was lying about those tapes.
Yep.
That's his main goal right there. And I might be wrong, but I'm betting in another 30 days or so, his butt and Curry gonna be up on some charges.
I hope so.
That's why this man came up out here. And and like I said, I got to go back and listen to it. I didn't like that. A couple of things, again, I got to go back and look. But the whole thing with him blaming his son, he's lying. Man, do you realize you sit up there and say your son was manipulated and lied on you? He's just disgusting. That's all I got to say right now, girl. If I had to come, I will come back up.
You're fine, Hannah. How low can you go, though? That's what he did when he basically said Tank lied on him. What Elise said, he said Melody and Carson plotted this. Facts. But like you just mentioned, Hannah, how he, basically don't want his kids to prosper. He feels like doing that will hurt Mel. And Mel just created a whole new campaign around her line when he did that. But my question to him is, because he said out of his own mouth, it's because of me that my kids will not be seen on this show or social media. Well, why was it okay for Belinda to post your kids then? Why? That's what should have been asked. That's what I wish Queen Sheba would have pushed back him. Okay, you just said it's because of you that they can't be on social media, but you felt that it was okay for Belinda to post them. The man is a nutcase.
And let me say one other thing, Queen. I'm sorry. Chit chat. Listen, I bet you Queen Sheba probably smoke was probably coming out of her ears when this man sit up here and say that Coleslaw should be able to come and defend her position. Man, if you don't get off my screen, I would have cut him off right then and there. But no, she did everything but that she was supposed to do. But for him to say that, man, you are as low as they get, and I hope you get exactly what's coming to you. She don't deserve to be on this show. Nobody wants to hear her. Everybody already know. And especially when she went out there and said all those nasty, vulgar things about your ex-wife, and you said the reason she was saying it because she was upset and she was defending herself. Get out of here with that foolishness.
Ain't that something? You know what it is? He does not know how to read the room, and neither does Coleslaw, Ariane Curry, because Martell was sitting there talking to a wife, Queen Sheba. Coleslaw, when she gave that interview with Tasha K, she was talking to a wife. They both did what they needed to do to get things out of the people that they were interviewing, but under no circumstances, I'll say this, did Queen Sheba think that Coleslaw deserved a platform, and she did push back on Martell with that. First of all, her story is you. That's just it. That's all. Mel has nothing to do with it. He chose to sleep with that girl, and now you want her to talk about you stepping out on your marriage. So it just shows how slow he is. And I'm sorry, there is zero grace when it comes to me, when it comes to Martell, because he definitely tried to put everything that happened on Mel. And then in the next breath, when it comes to that revenge thing, then in the next breath, he said, oh, we got a good relationship. We talk. She called me. We sitting there laughing. He's just a liar. He's a liar.
And he also admitted that he was the one that was trying to get Coleslaw on the show. And I know you say that he probably, I can't remember your exact terminology, but I think that he want her on that show because she keep on bugging him. Mm-hmm. But he really don't want her on. But he did go to bat for her. I believe him when he said that. Mm-hmm. And it ain't too much I believe him when he talked. But he did try to get her on that show. He said he did. So that's what we got to go with.
He's dumb enough to believe that she really has a story. Like I said, it's not anything that can stretch out to carry a show, because it'll always be, this is who you stepped out on your marriage on. End of story. What? She knew you was married. She continued. So there's really nothing to say. But yeah, he said he went to bat for Hannah. I still don't believe it. I think that
neither.
Yeah, I think he's going to continue to say things like that publicly to appease her, to keep her happy, and to keep her quiet. Because if he was to come out here and say, hell no, I didn't want that girl on this show, the girl going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So that man know what he's doing. He's a master
manipulator.
You're right. For sure. Before I get to you, Cheryl, and we'll come back to you, Hannah, let me read Eat Well's comment. She put, narcissists start off extremely charming. That's how they are able to manipulate and woo certain people, especially those of the opposite sex. But they are not very smart, so the charm doesn't last. It definitely does not last if the other person is smart. But when it comes to, let's say, Coleslaw, his manipulation with her has been going on for years. I was so upset to hear that she's around those children, because I, for one, felt like something had to be in place. She's even talked bad about his own kids, and you got her around your children. But you talking about Mel with these babysitters, you got the kids around Belinda, and who knows else. Sheree was around the kids, Coleslaw, so he could do everything. But when it comes to Mel having responsible people, her brother, watch her kids, it's a problem. Ooh, I just can't stand them. But go ahead, Cheryl. We'll come back, Hannah.
Well, allegedly, in my opinion, he can't have them kids around her no more. In my opinion, allegedly, from what I heard anyway.
Okay.
Lord Jesus.
That's what I felt. That's what I felt, Cheryl. But if
Hell
you
has no
watch
fury.
the interview tonight, he definitely says she's around him.
So he say. Martell
Yeah.
ain't never gonna tell you the whole story because he's a
Mm-hmm.
pathological liar. That's the bottom line. And he's mad because on the Memorial Day weekend, Melody was on a luxurious vacation, happy, looking good, in the shower, putting on that butter on her skin. He can't stand that Melody is so happy. Martell is miserable to see Melody unhappy. And we already know with narcissists, they love to see you unhappy. They'll do anything they can to tear you down. And he's tried to do it for the last 3 years and he haven't succeeded. So and he came on that show. He knew he coming on Queen Sheba's channel. There's nothing but millimeters on that channel. Thousands of millimeters. So what was his purpose to come on there when he wasn't going to tell the truth anyway? As far as Ariana is concerned, that man don't care about her no more than he care about a mongoose. Because at the end of the day, on that when they did that video together, the way her face looked, allegedly, and in my opinion, that doesn't look like a man who's riding for no Ariana. I think he tried to set her up anyway to take the fall for that, so he can get rid of her because she's a big reason why he's no longer with Melody. So he's gonna do whatever he can to try to get rid of that girl. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to that. And at the end of the day, he know, and I know that his son is not gonna lie on him. He know he put his hands on Tank because Tank wouldn't have said that allegedly. Tank wouldn't have said it. He said it. I believe him because I believe that he'll take his anger out on the kids because he can no longer be with Melody. So that's the bottom line. Everybody on that chat knew Martell was lying. He didn't fool nobody but himself. And at the end of the day, I see his face all sucked in. He got a drink in the other hand. Martell is miserable. It's Martell want to be, but he's a man of 1,000 faces who come on there and put on this big front like everything is going good for him. I can look at Martell and tell Martell he has had a lot of sleepless nights. Yep. Martell is miserable. He's more miserable because Melody is happy. She's done with him. Stick a fork in him. She's done. He's done. And he can't stand that Melody's happy. And we all know how narcissists are when they see you happy. They don't want to see you happy because they're not happy people. He's an evil person. He knows it. He know everybody else know it. God know it. I wish he would stop putting God in this because he's nowhere near. He's as jealous of Melody as the devil was of God. So he needs to stop putting God into this. I can't stand when he do that. Because God don't bless no mess.
That's right.
The whole thing, he kept saying, if Melody's watching, he wanted so badly to know that Melody was watching this interview. That was his whole purpose of getting on that interview. Everything Martell does, his whole agenda is to get at Melody. He praying that she saw that interview because he kept saying it. If Melody's watching, I'm not trying to do that. This is why he did it. He don't like the fact that Melody is happy. Melody is happy, and she's never going back to him, if that's what he thinks. And it takes a strong woman to be able to deal with a person like Martell. To me, Melody is the strongest woman I've ever seen to even deal with a person as evil as Martell is. She is strong. So I don't agree with Robin when she say she's weak. She's not weak. A lot of women would probably be in a crazy house right now.
Say it again. That's right.
A lot of them would be in a crazy house right now, or maybe somewhere locked up somewhere, or in a sanitarium somewhere, if it was other women. But Melody came out on the other side victorious. And that little lie he said about the court, he didn't win anything in court. He didn't get full custody. He didn't get no child support, and he ain't getting
the same.
And he ain't it stayed the same, and he ain't getting half of. He tried to sue his own 3-year-old. To me, it's sick to try to sue your 3-year-old for a part of her profits that she made on her line. He's never going to prosper, and God is not going to bless him. And at the end of the day, he's out of favors with God because he stood before God and swore he was going to protect this woman and love and cherish this woman. And he lied in God's face. So you don't play in his face. You can play in anybody's face you want, but you don't play in God's face. So he's not going to prosper like he thinks he is. Plain and simple. The whole thing was a sham. He went on there because he was hoping Melody saw the interview. Because Melody did an interview with Queen Sheba. That's why he did it.
Yeah, he was aware of their I believe they did that mental health live a couple days ago.
Right.
And yeah, they're trying to spin their narrative. And if he would have did a little research, or his PR team, Queen Sheba is fair, and I expected her to be fair when it, came to interviewing him. But they would also have been able to see that she really can see through the BS. So they didn't do their proper research when it comes to who he chose to interview with. Period.
Right. And he knew he knew he was going to do that revenge P. He knew that because she sent her a screenshot with his dumb ass. He sent her a screenshot.
Sure.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, you fine. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. He just makes me sick with his lies.
Yeah.
He said it on Queen Sheba's show that he sent it to her, that he sent a screenshot of it. So what is Carson lying about? Because you said you sent the woman a screenshot of it.
Himself.
So how could she have known?
And he also said that Ariane had knowledge and everything else. He told on himself.
Exactly.
Charges need to be filed, because what you won't do is continue to come out here and lie and try to paint me out to be this person where I'm so manipulative that I'm going to meet up with this chick that I don't even know, and we're going to plot to come out here and say this. Mel had already said it a year prior.
Exactly.
About Revenge P. So she really didn't need Carson. What was confirmed to her that what Ariane said Martell wanted her to do.
Exactly. And if Martell, you want somebody to believe you, what you need to do is stop stuttering.
Right.
Because you sound like Sheree. Stop stuttering.
Right. And see, if he was smart, this is what he would have said when it came to the Revenge P. But he can't, because that ain't the only scheming he and Ariane has done together.
I heard.
So if he was smart when he was asked that question, I would have said, well, maybe Ariane did say that, but I didn't tell her to do it. He can't throw her under the bus, because again, he know if he say anything, then she coming out.
And he's stupid because on Ariane's live, he kept calling her when she was trying to talk. He kept calling her.
Yeah.
So Martell is a pathological lie. I wouldn't believe nothing he said. Nothing. I don't believe nothing he said. Anyway, I'm done. Thank you.
You're welcome.
For letting me speak.
Great points. I agree with you. He definitely resents Ariane, and she'll figure that out one day, hopefully soon. And yeah, he's just keeping her around to be a fool and to keep her quiet. When it comes to this comment about Boss Baby, he gave an answer to why he took the children off the show, because of Boss Baby saying she saw him at the hotel and other negative comments made by kids. I think that in his sick mind, he thinks that if his kids are not on this show, they won't be able to know his history, and they will. As they get older and they have access to things, they'll know. But yeah, that was a selfish thing that he's done. Everybody on social media have children's accounts that's up in the millions, some of these celebrity stars' kids, and that's a means for them to make money.
But Martell is not the reason why they're not on the show. The judge felt that there was no need for them to be on the show. Martell ain't got nothing to do with it. He want to always take the credit for everything.
Talking about what the man said, child.
I know.
That's what he said. It you know what I mean? So yeah, he a fool, but great points. Let's get to Shatter the Glass, and then Renata, you'll be after Shatter the Glass. Shatter the Glass, is this your first time joining me?
Yes, this is my first time being live, but I'm usually in the comments. Okay. How's everybody?
Great. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, I love your channel. I love the way you dish it. I want to be clear. I'm always fair, so I'm not a mellow meter, but I just point out the BS when I see it.
Mm-hmm.
This episode had me hot. I don't get emotional because I'm like, I don't know these people. But the audacity of that fool, and I'm going to keep it as clean as I possibly can, was to sit there and say you're going to bring your mistress on a show that your wife is still the current executive producer for. Is so disrespectful. That means you had no remorse in any of the BS you've been saying. Oh, I miss my family and all these other things that he's been saying, right? And he gives me Kanye West vibes, where he don't know how to communicate and he shouldn't.
Yep.
Because you're not going to come across and say what you think you're trying to say. You're going to continue to dig a hole for yourself without the clarity. And you would think that Carlos King would get everyone communication coaches. I know he said he had his publicist, but the publicist ain't publishing. Like, I don't know. Because that was just a hot mess. And I salute that Queen of Sheba for keeping her temperament and controlling the whole interview by far, because anyone in an emotional state would have ran on him. Just for cause. I do find the whole Carson Blue storyline questionable. I said that on my own channel because at the end of the day, I think as women, if we have that type of intel and we don't want to see another woman go through the nonsense on a public sphere, we're not going to talk about it publicly. I can message you like she.
Shatter. You're breaking up, Shatter. Shatter. You're breaking up, Shatter. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Shatter the glass. Okay, I think we lost her. Shatter, you were breaking up, and now I can't hear you at all. So I don't know if you want to drop down and come back up. Shatter. Sis, Renata, go ahead. I'm going to put it in the back chat for Shatter. Go ahead, sis.
Sissy, let me, you know what? Because I didn't see the interview or nothing like that. I was very busy today at the hospital at work.
Yeah.
Can I give Auntie Maritha, relinquish my time to her? I need for her to go on. She was hitting it. Yes. Can I relinquish my time to Auntie Maritha, please?
Yes, go ahead, Maxine.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Come on, sis.
You know what? I'm good with I was good with the interview because I think Queen Sheba did a marvelous, magnificent job. And she held her composure. And that was the most that was the most important thing. And I was looking in the chat, and when he said about he took Mel to church, he couldn't even tell that lie straight with a straight face. You took someone to church who was raised in the church, who mom was a first lady. So I know if her mom was the first lady, she had to go to church when she didn't want to go to church.
I know that's right.
So, and we could see the connection and the relationship that Mel has with God. That's why she can endure all things and everything that this man is putting her through. And he said, I'm just going to be transparent. I'm just being transparent. I didn't see anything this man was being transparent about. Because all I was screaming was, liar, you're lying. And I said, you know what, Marita, calm yourself down, because everything that we see, God sees it. He sits high and he looks low.
Yes,
and God, and you know what? My arms are too short to try to box with God. And you know what? God is doing what God do. He never left the throne.
That's it.
So,
Hallelujah.
And as far as I'm concerned, Mel is doing what she needs to do. She's doing exactly what God. See, when you being obedient to what God is doing,
Amen.
sometimes we live in a microwave society now. We want everything to be put in the microwave and hit that 30-second thing, and then it starts saying beep beep. You know what? When God get ready to expose Martell, when God get ready to expose everybody, ain't nobody gonna be able to hold the covers on their behind.
That's
Because
right.
when God starts spanking you, when he start chastising you, you gonna know it. You could call it karma. You could
That's
call it
right.
what goes around comes around. But Martell he has to get to his
Rock,
bottom.
rock bottom.
Yeah.
He has to see, we could say, and I was looking at this man, and Martell has lost weight. His
Mm-hmm.
upper body used to be so fine and so muscular.
Yep.
This man look like he wear a 38B.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm.
So and then his complexion. When things are not right in your life, I know with me, it shows on my face. When I'm
Yes.
unhappy, my skin, it just do something. I don't care. I could wear the Estee Lauder, I could wear the Fenty, I could wear all of that stuff. But what's going on with my skin is going to show what's going on in my world. So we don't know exactly what this man, we see what he done did to Mel. We done heard what he allowed his side chick to do to Mel, to say to Mel. But through it all, that song, what Yolanda Adams sang, I got the victory.
Yes.
Hmm.
So, Mel has shown us transparency. This woman that got on here and cried. How embarrassing is it for a woman to say, yeah, I don't you kind of try to find ways to say, yeah, I don't put yeah, I did. But she did it to her husband at
Exactly.
the time. He wasn't her boyfriend. He wasn't her side piece. He was her husband.
That's
And then
right.
her husband didn't even respect her enough
I know.
not to show this to his side piece. And I'm pretty sure he done showed it to Marceau, Maurice. He done
Yep.
showed it to
Hmm.
anybody and everybody.
Hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
then he wanted to know if Mel was watching this, just like somebody in the chat said. Mel had orders to fill tonight.
Thank you. You ain't
Yes.
thinking about him.
And Mel still high off of that trip she just came off with
Exactly.
her boo, with a real man who was rocking her world to no end.
And put the picture
Woo!
up.
Go
Sister,
ahead.
put the picture up,
Go
sister.
ahead,
Okay?
Maritha. Go ahead.
So Mel was with somebody who done knocked the curls, the braids, and everything up out of her head. So she's still reminiscing about what her week was last week and
Mm-hmm.
filling orders and singing. Mel is feeling good about herself. He's not feeling good about himself. And
Nope.
then the question was asked about his suit line. You know what? I would love for him to prosper. I really would. However, when people don't understand, you can repent, but you still got to repay.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Amen.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
So until he repents, he's going to get what he getting. And when he do repent, whenever that comes,
Mm-hmm.
he still got to get a spanking. Because when your mama tell you, okay, I'm going to tell you one more time, and that's going to be it.
That's
And
it.
then when she get on your behind, she just beat you till she get tired. That's because she beating you for, what you did last week.
That's right.
So all of his is going to come on him at one time. Now, it's going to come on him for the way he's treating Coleslaw. The way he's manipulating her, the way he has done this girl. No, he didn't want her on that show. Everybody in the world and the people on Mars and Pluto know he did not want that girl on that show.
No, I
Exactly.
disagree. I disagree with that. I think
I
he wanted
agree.
her on that
I
show.
agree,
He
Maritha.
knows, because if she
Mhm.
get on that show, not only was she gonna tell whatever her story was. I thought we heard it on Tasha K, and I think we heard it the night she got so drunk when Gigi had to put her in her place that night. So
Yeah.
how many more times do we have to hear your story? You took this man with your eyes closed. This man came for you. We damaged goods. Me and Martell, we damaged. We done heard it all, boo. We, get you a man. This is my man. Okay, that's your man. You gonna keep it. We gonna give you that. We gonna give you that. But he's gonna pay for the way he's manipulating this girl, cause that girl she's just all wacko doodle doo.
Yeah.
So and when you say about give him grace, I can't. God is the author and the finisher of everything. And I can't say, God, forgive me if I forgive him for Mel, because you know what? Mel cannot prosper. Mel cannot grow if she had not forgiven
That's
Martell.
right.
So
That's
if
right.
Mel is okay with Martell, I'm okay with Martell, because I ain't got to sleep with him. Because, see, I got some friends that sit under the tree every day, all day.
Yeah. They don't hardly
So,
get
Great,
you around no
great
motel.
points, Maritha. I agree with you. Especially like you said, when it comes to him paying for what he's done to this. I'm not gonna call her a young girl, but her mindset. And then we're gonna go to you, Shatter. Her mindset is that of a young girl, and it's straight manipulation. And to let Martell, we see him in front of our eyes. We see he's not that bright. That's my opinion. How you let something like that manipulate you? You know what I mean? So it just don't make sense. But yeah,
Chit chat.
every dog got their day.
Chit chat.
Yes.
Yep.
Do you think that he's her karma? Because I believe Martell is her karma.
I think they're each other's karma.
Yeah, they're gonna
So
destroy
instead
each
of
other.
him saying
So
that he's still looking for a wife, he may as well go ahead and wife her up
he ain't
because
gonna
they're
marry
just
her.
alike.
he ain't gonna marry
He
her.
ain't marrying her. No
Oh, I
way.
know he's not gonna marry her because I've said it in 1,000 videos. To him, she's beneath him. He knows that. And he said that to a certain extent in this interview tonight, that you gotta have more than sex because Queen Sheba asked him. And he basically let it be known she ain't got too much more to offer than sex and conversation. That's all he can say good about this girl. He knows
Yep.
that coming off of somebody like Mel being married to her, the man gonna be on the chase for the rest of his life, trying to
Mm-hmm.
get somebody that he considers equal or higher.
Hmm.
But yeah, great points, Maritha. Go ahead, Shatter. I hope your connection is better. Oh, real quick, Shatter. I'm sorry. Real quick. Hey, Black Titanic. Black Titanic is in the house. Black
Hi,
Titanic,
Black Titanic.
careful in them
Hi,
hush.
Black Titanic.
We love you.
Yes. Hey, BT. All right, go ahead, Shatter.
Okay, so before my internet went out talking about that damn demon, I was gonna say I don't feel like Carson is innocent, and I only say that because I feel like if she really had this conversation with Mel, which Mel did say, no, Carson came, she gave me the information, blah blah blah. It could have stayed right there. She never had to come on social media with that. She just didn't. And so I feel like if we were going to keep it on a respectful level, I'm not going to put that out there. That's damaging. That's damaging to you as a woman, to your children, to your brand, to what you got going on as a whole. So we can have this conversation woman to woman without me letting off airs. Now that's my personal opinion. Which is why I think, yeah, she might have came with the truth, but I also seen an opportunistic opportunity for her. Right. And so that's my opinion. Now to Mr. Martell, like I said, horrible. I've had mixed feelings about the children anyway, because once their whole storyline started to really deteriorate and go left, as a person who has worked with a person in reality TV and their child be in the mix. These kids are alert. They on top of things today. They're watching things. They're hearing their parents have conversations. And so I can only imagine if
They are hearing things at their own school level, things that are being said. And so I was thinking about protecting them. I mean, obviously, he probably has a different agenda, but as an educator is where I was coming from, because I have seen it where, hey, I saw your mom and dad on a show, and that child had to kind of deal with that and curve it a little bit. So, there's different strokes for different folks, but I think he's definitely a manipulator. I think his mistress has a very low self-esteem. To even sit there and entertain a man after he calls you a peasant says a lot. And I think that with this interview, for any of the young women or older women as well, I don't want anyone to be so caught up in need of a man that they sit with this low level vibration of a fool. Run. You know what I mean? Like, this was something, watch it with your girlfriends and have tea, coffee, wine, or whatever, and say, if you see these characteristics, run. My thing with their own children is too, for that narc is, I'm trying to catch myself without calling them the names I wanted to scream at my screen, is what is he gonna tell his daughters? Yeah. Because they're gonna grow up and they're gonna watch this. These YouTube streets is evil. They don't disappear. These video clips are here to stay forever. And so, are you the man? You think your husband material? You want to get married again, but do you want your daughters to end up with a fool like you? And do you want your son to think that this is the way a husband behaves? It's really, really unearthing. Like, I don't worry about Mel. I feel like she used the show to do exactly what she needed to do, put herself in position to get the hell out. And she used it. She capitalized on it like she's supposed to in this reality TV world. And she's doing what she needs to do for herself and her kids. That fool over there, I mean, like I said, I've been fair this entire time because I'm like, it's TV. But when he sat there tonight and said that lady needed to be on the platform, and I believe him. I heard what y'all said, but I don't go for that. You know why? Because he's egotistical. He is a high school jock mentality. Oh, look, I'm gonna have my mistress and my wife fighting over me on this show. It was still gonna be about him.
Yep.
It was still gonna be about him. So I definitely believe he wanted that little girl up on that show. And I don't mean to call her a little girl. I don't know how old she is, nor do I really care, because I don't believe that mistresses should get that level of attention. But she don't even know how to be a proper mistress and stay behind the scenes. Play your parts.
That's it.
Play your parts. You out here bragging about ruining somebody's family? I know you a fool. And I don't know who raised you, but they need to hit the reset button.
Yep.
And it's sad, but I digress. I thank you for allowing me to
you said a whole word. Do you hear me? And I agree with you. I think that they were most likely probably talking about divorce before the show came about, because we had a couple issues. But I agree with you. I think that Mel did use this platform to put it on display, especially with dealing with somebody like that. What a perfect way to show the world, because I'm sure he had everybody else fooled. Everybody.
Oh, absolutely.
Family members, friends, everybody. And
absolutely.
You're right. She capitalized off of it. She was supposed to, and she was telling her truth. So if that upset him, so be it. If that upset the side chick with her crazy ass, so be it. This is telling her story. So yeah, great points. And thank you for saying you have a channel. I'm going to subscribe to you. If you guys are in the chat, Shatter the Glass is a content creator, so make sure you are subscribed. But thank you for that. All right, and guys, we are at 2 hours almost. We're going to swing back around. Renata, we'll start with you, and then we will be taking final thoughts, because if it's 9:30 my time, it's 12:30 on the East Coast and 11:30 Central Time, so it's late. So we're going to get some final thoughts. Renata, do you have enough of the information from the interview to give give an opinion, or I can swing to the top. You want to listen a little more, and we'll swing back and end with you.
I'll listen. Martell sucks.
All right, we're gonna swing back up to Bless. Bless, are you ready now? Did you calm down a little bit?
Yes, I have.
Forget
Thank
real
you.
quick. Don't forget to the cutie crew in the chat. We will be discussing this as well as everything else that's on our little topic board tomorrow in our live. But go ahead, Bless. What's your final thoughts on this hot mess that we witnessed tonight?
My final thoughts is that the only time I didn't watch the whole interview,
Mm-hmm.
um, but when Queen Sheba asked him about how he grew up and stuff like that. And he talked about, growing up with his grandmother and not having a father and stuff like that. I can see that he have some childhood trauma that he's
That's
dealing with. And that is no excuse for who he is, because a lot of us have childhood trauma and has rise above it and seek help. I am still, relearning certain trauma that I thought was normal. So that is no excuse, but that's the only time up until, that I watch where I saw that he really couldn't talk much about it because he is still affected by it. And my Martell seemed to stop growing maybe at the age of 17, 18. He's still in that boyhood looking for
mm-hmm.
appreciation, looking for attention. He's looking for love. And I would always say, Melody, show him a life that he dreamed about but never thought that he could have. He would always resent um coleslaw because she and her child unfortunately would be a constant reminder of what he could have and what he lost. And he also mentioned, I don't know if that's a dig at Melody or really what it is he's missing, that he can't even go on vacation. Honey, you're broke.
Mm-hmm.
Period. You're broke. So, and I know seeing Melody living her best life, that is a dig to him and to her. So, I wish him well. I wish him well. But as, Marita said, and a lot of the people that speak says, you understand what I'm saying? God have to deal with him, and God is going to continue to deal with him, and unless and until he humble himself, acknowledge that he have made several mistakes and hurt a lot of people along the way, he's going to continue going around this ferry wheel until,
Yeah.
then. So that's my final thought, my dear.
Great thoughts, Bless. Speaking of the childhood trauma, it was evident to me too, especially the way he, tried to skip over it in a sense. Martell
Yeah.
to me is he's a shell of a man. What we're looking at
Yes,
is
he
a
is.
shell of a man, and that's because he refuses to work on himself. He thinks that with his charm, with his smile, with some of the words that he says, he thinks that that's going to get him through life, that he can
Mm-hmm.
fool everybody forever. And that's just not, going to happen with everybody. I really do believe that if he were to take the proper steps to get himself together, he would probably feel a big weight lifted off of his shoulders if he lives in his truth, if he takes
Yeah.
accountability,
Mm.
if he, no one is telling him to come out here and to continue to rehash him cheating. But when we see
Mm.
your actions and in current real time, then people are going to talk about what we see. And I think that until he really, who knows if he'll ever get to that point in this lifetime, but if he does not, we will continue to see the same person that we see. I agree with Pink Diva when she said earlier that, and I think Marita as well, he looks bad. He does not even
Yes, he
look
does.
the same man. And he can't see it. A lot of people, they can't see it. But it's a very big difference. And the confidence level is gone. So now he's just trying to hitch himself to whatever that he thinks is going to put him on the level of his ex-wife, where he sees that she's making these moves. Like Tennessee Girl said, he's mad because she got all that promo from the Shade Room, and he saw all the money, and he's trying to tarnish her name in front of her growing audience. Great point, Tennessee Girl, because you're right. Shade Room just made that post a couple days ago. Mel kept posting how she making money, 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 in spite of the comments and everything else on the Shade Room. So what better way for Mr. Man to try to knock her down is to come out and make himself look like a damn fool. But great, great points. Bless. I will see you tomorrow in our members only live. We are going to go over to Debbie. Debbie, your final thoughts?
My final thoughts are that I like the way Queen Sheba handled that
Yes.
interview. She
Yes.
went from the psychological experience that she say she do. She gave him enough. She explained the question, and she let him hang himself
She
to
did.
where he showed just who he really was and what Mel had been saying about him all the time. That's
Yep.
what I saw from it. Okay.
Absolutely.
And then
Absolutely. Go ahead.
he he turned around and tried to say, well, he don't have a favorite food. He couldn't say nothing that the therapist taught him. It's because he's not doing the work. He talking about what she should have done. If you're seeing a therapist, she's there to give you to put thoughts in your mind. It's up to you to do the work on you to make you better. He couldn't say nothing that he did to make himself better, anything that had changed in his life. He couldn't take accountability for anything. He couldn't even, he didn't even know what he was seeing a therapist for. So that lets me know he wasn't doing the work, and that's just a bunch of crap. The same way he said he had a chef, but then he had to get back off because he knew that was just a lie. He don't even have no Burger King over there, let alone a chef cooking a dinner for and I see that Martell, what they did, they really showed Martell in the light that he can't come back from. He
Yeah.
showed his true colors of who he is. And did nobody do that but him. And that's what Queen Sheba let him do. And I applaud her for letting it all come out, letting
I
him
do.
show who he really is. So
Yep.
that was my thought on that.
You know what, Debbie? I agree with you. Queen Sheba slow walked him. You know what I mean? She
Hmm.
slow walked him. And it's amazing that you just said true colors, because as you guys are talking, I write down, little key points. I wrote true colors before you even said it. He definitely showed his true colors. Absolutely. And there should be no doubt to anyone, especially women, of what Mel went through in that marriage. If this is what this man is displaying currently, imagine behind closed doors what she really experienced with him. 3, 4 years later after the divorce, and you're still here, you're still trying to fool people, you're still trying to lie, but and give yourself credit, and I won. It's just a mess. But I really would like to see the other content creators that got those documents initially. I would love for them to come back out and talk about these events that's happened over the past couple weeks when it comes to Carson and Mr. Martell in his own words. That just really proved to me what everybody said back then. He's the one that provided them with his PR with those documents, So
That's true. And he didn't do himself no justice doing that either.
at all.
And saying he won. You didn't win anything because you got the same thing and you didn't get any child support or court fees paid or anything.
Yep.
And I look at Ariane. You wanted this man so bad. This is what you got. And this you're gonna get what Melody was getting and all these other women are getting. And now you sitting over there playing with your sanity. Who knows how long you could take it and if you could make it or break it.
Say it.
You in a bad situation, and that's what you wanted. and you don't have enough sense to get out. You don't do anything. You just take it. And the man already just said tonight, he ain't gonna marry you.
Yeah. How many times does he have to say it? You know.
Right. How many times I have to say that? And you just there. You're not even a girlfriend. You
Yep.
just there. You 10 years of this. 10 years.
Yep.
How long you gonna go along with this crap?
It's
That's
sad.
a fool in my book. That's a fool if I ever seen one.
For sure. It's sad, and what you just said about coleslaw is what a lot of us, it may have come out harsh because my first video on YouTube was to her. And yeah, people are trying to tell you that you will not win in this situation. Period. She will never
He
come
done
out on
told
top.
her.
Everybody told her. And he not only does he tell her, he show her every chance that he get. And like you say, she just still there. Still got hope. That's crazy to me. That's crazy.
Keeping
But
hope alive.
great points, Debbie. Thank you for that. Next up, Cheryl Howard. Final thoughts?
Oh boy, I tell you, I don't know. Look, at the end of the day, Martell need to move on. Just move on with your life. I was watching season 2, episode 8 today with Melody, and she was in Dr. Francis' office, and she was talking about some things, and she had mentioned how her mother used to make her call her father, to speak to him, and she would always say, "Well, Mom, what's the point of me calling my father? He never answers," and she just bust out crying. So I'm not going to keep on dealing. I'm not going to let Martell keep hiding behind his childhood, because this is a young woman who didn't have a relationship with her father, allegedly, her father, who wouldn't even call her back or wouldn't even spend time with her. I don't even think he would pull half of the stuff he pulled if that man was in her life. So I'm sick of him trying to hide behind his childhood, because we've all been through something, maybe not as bad as others, but there's many children that have been through way worse than he's went through. And this is a young woman who didn't even have a relationship with her father, and she still became a success story. So I'm just tired of him hiding behind his childhood junk.
Yeah.
Because it's time for him to grow up. He has children of his own, and one day when his daughters become women, he's not going to take kindly to a man like him trying to get with them.
That's
Somebody
right.
like him. So he need to stop with the childhood trauma, because Melody also went through childhood trauma, not having a relationship with her own father.
Right.
And when I saw that episode today, I practically wanted to cry. She just bust out crying. I try to call him. He don't even call back. He don't even call me back. He don't even answer. So she's had to carry that with her all her life.
That's right.
And she's not abusing people. She's not manipulating people and going on smear campaigns because of something that she went through in her childhood. So he need to grow up and stop it, because he's not the only one that has went through childhood trauma or went through something in his childhood.
Yeah.
And
You're
I'm
right.
tired of him hiding behind that.
You're right. Great point. At some point you have to deal with that trauma, and it shouldn't be by a court making you go to therapy. Some people have experienced things and they go voluntarily. So again, until the man really try to work on his inside and not the outer, all he's thinking about is the suit line or the underwear line. And he thought that the ladies was going to go crazy in the comments, and everybody was putting the throw up emojis, and don't nobody care about that. What's going on with you inside?
Exactly.
So I agree with you, Cheryl. I'm almost positive he may have experienced some things, but that don't mean that you get to escape or you get to come out here and be a Tasmanian devil to everybody else. So
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
great point. Okay, we are going to go to who didn't I get final thoughts. Next up is Hannah Grace.
I'm here. All I can say is, oh, what a tangled web we weave when we practice to deceive. And when you look at this whole thing, again, I'm going back to the reason I think that Martell actually booked this interview or got his publicist or whoever to book it is because he's trying to get in front of this, case or whatever's going on with the P, what we've been talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So if now you look at everyone that he has deceived. Not everyone, but a lot of people that he has deceived. Queen Sheba talked about it. In my opinion, he deceived Sheree, Belinda, Curry, and whoever else working with him, Carlos King, whoever else. Now he's like in a cage and can't get out because he has practiced to deceive so many people. And I think you said it earlier on one of your videos that this video that Carson put out opened up a can of worms for Martell. Maybe not in those exact words, but if she hadn't have said that, guess what? We probably wouldn't even be having this discussion now.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, when he said tonight that he thought this was over a year ago. Nope, it wasn't over a year.
It sure did.
It's not over. See, it came back to bite his butt, and he don't know how to handle it. So that's all I'm saying. I'm really thinking because Martell don't even like to give interviews. He's now he's gonna have to really face all of the torment and torture that he has put all these people through, but mostly what he has put Mel through. And then he's still taking jabs at her, blaming her for he may say a nice thing about her and then come back and say something totally off the wall.
Yes.
And this woman. So again, his heart is not whatever. He just tried to deceive so many people, and it's catching up to his butt. And Martell, whatever you get, you deserve it. And Curry, same thing. I don't feel sorry for neither one. I'm just gonna be honest about it. Y'all show me something different, then it'll be something different. But right now, because they put themselves in that position to try to harm this woman by doing that years ago, and they thought it was silence, and now it came back out in a big way. Oh, he's not going to be able to get this. He's not going to be able to get over on this one. This is what I'm thinking. He's got over on a whole lot of things. He's got by on a whole lot of things. But this one might be the one that bring him down.
I'm hoping so.
Me too.
And you know what? When it comes to Carson, and I said this before, what that did was that stopped the plot, because even though she didn't take the bait, a lot of people felt like Coleslaw was trying to put it in her ear. Maybe she would have said, well, I could create a page, whatever. But if she wouldn't have said anything, who's to say they weren't trying to get somebody else on board to do it? So with her coming out, that stopped that. If something was to be released now, people know, oh, this came from Martell. This came from Martell.
Right. And he's trying to smear her name, to try to make her look bad. She's not coming on the show. She's doing this. She's doing that. But no, it's not what she did. He's trying to take the focus off of what he did. And I hope these people don't allow him. I'm pretty sure most people won't allow him to do it, because that's exactly what he's trying to do.
Did you see the anger that he had towards Carson?
Oh, yes. And she didn't do anything but tell her truth. Right. And I believe what that girl said. And then when Queen Sheba had challenged him on, it wasn't Carson, it was Ariane Curry who put y'all information out, where everybody makes mistakes. Now, let me tell you why he's doing, in my opinion, the reason he's doing that is because he need her. Because if she ain't the biggest fool in the world, in my opinion, she better be making a deal and saving her butt from going to the big house or wherever. I'm going down, right? Okay, that's it for me. She better save her own rooted butt. And this, she better think, because this man is gonna use her, like Cheryl is saying. And Cheryl, I did not believe you. I've heard you say this many times, that he's trying to get rid of her. Now, I don't know if he's trying to get rid of her the way you're saying it, but I don't think he care that she go down. If it's between her and him going down, it's gonna be her. It's gonna be her. She going down before him.
Exactly, because
that's the way he'll have it set up. But
For you
thank
to
you
have
so much
somebody do
for
something
letting
like
me
that,
share.
knowing that it could cause trouble, he wanted to get rid of her. I'm telling you right now. You'll see. I ain't
Yeah,
saying that.
that just shows that he's a step above her. And like I said, for him to be a step above anybody just makes me just look at them like, you got to be kidding me. Yeah, he would throw her under the bus in a heartbeat if that, if that happens. So I'm just hoping that, I can't, none of us can tell Mel what to do or know what she's going to do. But I think that the only way for her to stop him from coming out here and doing exactly what he did tonight, lied. Oh, we're good. We talk, we're fine. And then, oh, but she was plotting with her to put this out. It's crazy. And the only way for her to really stop that is to go forward and shut his butt up for good. And for me, that's charges when it comes to this. So, I guess we'll see how it plays out. The man is cool. But great points, Han. I hope you'll be in the members only live tomorrow. We will definitely discuss this further.
I'll be there.
All right. Now let's see here. Who do I have left? I think I have Braylon. We'll go ahead and get your final thoughts. After Braylon, where Renata dropped down. Okay, after Braylon, we will have Pink Diva. Go ahead, Braylon. Final thoughts.
Thank you, Queen. Thank you, chat, and thank you everybody onto the stage. I think the biggest thing I can leave you all with is that Martell has more behind him than in front of him. And there's the beginning of your life and there's the ending of your life, and then there's that dash. What I hope he realizes is that the dash that you're trying to create for yourself, that's ish, respectfully now.
Mm-hmm.
But you can redeem yourself in that dash for your kids. And if he was just an individual brother, he could go back to the hellhole that he came from. But also, too, and I've mentioned this many times before, I want him to be well because those kids deserve at least stability. And I know it's difficult because with this show, we see the BS, but imagine those kids being in BS. So my message for everybody is, regardless of what you've done in your past, you still have a dash to be responsible for. I hope Martell recognizes that he still has a dash to be responsible for with his kids. Those are my thoughts. Chit chat. Thank you.
Great final thoughts. And I agree that dash is important in all of our lives. Most times we hear about the dash at homegoing services and things like that, but very, very good point, Braylon. Thank you so much for that. All right, T Mama, do you want to be on camera? And it has to be quick because we are on final thoughts. So I'm going to let you up, but we are at 2 hours and 17 minutes. Do you want to be on camera? You there,
Can you
T
hear me?
Mama?
Yeah, picture.
Okay.
Yeah, I hear me. You hear me?
Yes. You want to be on
You
camera?
can hear me?
Yes.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Do
Okay,
you know how to turn?
do I
You
know
know
how
how
to
to
do
turn
what?
your camera off?
No. I'm new to this.
Just hit your camera where it say camera.
Okay. They said
Okay,
where
I
it
did.
says camera, just hit that.
Okay.
Just
There
touch
you
it.
go. There you go. All
Okay.
right, T
So
Mama.
what I want to say hello to chat and hello to the chat.
Hello.
Period. Um, I have experienced not once in my life, but 3 times in my life with a narcissist like Martell. My stepfather was the very exact way. And I told myself as I got older, I would never deal with a man like that. His basic jokes to my mom is he would call her the B word. It's like a nickname. And it was not funny. And it was 3 of us. I have a brother and a sister. I'm the oldest. But he would do this. He would just, whenever he would call her to get something, he would use the B word. And I would always say that I would never be around a man like that. But what happened to me, it made me so strong headed that every time that I got around a guy, I was like angry because of my childhood. And I ended up married to one narcissist, and I ended up being engaged to one. The last one that I was engaged to, I had to leave North Carolina
What happened?
Mama, you breaking up. Hello? T Mama? All right, going once. T Mama? Okay. We will go on up to Pink Diva. Sis, final thoughts.
Yes.
Final thoughts. Oh, I'm sorry.
I know we got to continue this tomorrow, but it was a great discussion tonight. Everyone on the panel
Hello.
had. Hello, I think she was trying to come back in.
Yeah, I think she's still talking. Hold on, Pink Diva. T Mama, if you can hear me, I'm not sure if you can. You have a bad connection, and we
Okay.
cannot hear you.
This is not working.
Okay, are you there, T Mama? Okay. All right, Pink Diva. Go ahead, sis.
Great discussion. Everybody on the panel had some great points. Like I said before, Queen Sheba handled that interview very well, very professional. And like some of the people in the chat were saying that they think that she should have asked more harsh questions. But as I was saying, as a leader, you can't just start off bashing people. You have to start off, slow and give them enough rope to hang themselves, which is what she did. Martell did a great job in hanging himself because she basically just opened the floodgates for him to just tell us everything that we wanted to know. He incriminated himself on so many different levels during the entire interview. But he also showed that he has not grown at all out of everything that he's been through, out of everything that he's currently going through and where he is now versus where he came from. He still cannot give a legitimate answer anytime. And we all have areas in our lives that we can look back and say that I could have been better or done better at some certain point. But for this man, when she asked him, like, looking back on everything you went through, what is an area of growth, or do you see that you have grown from then to now? And for him to say that I'm a good man, I've always been a good man, I'm a great friend, like no, I'm a good man. Like, he took absolutely no accountability. We can all look back and say, you know what, last month I may not have been that great of a person, but I've changed, I've grown in so many different. He didn't even say that. And for him to not even acknowledge that he has grown, and you can just tell that he don't have good people in his life. He does not have people in his life that are willing to hold him accountable. And just like true narcissists, they cannot thrive when they have people in their lives that will tell them about themselves or hold them accountable. So they don't connect with those type of people. They have to be connected to what we call yes men, yes women, men and women that are going to agree with what they say. You can tell even when he's talking to anybody that he come in contact with. Anytime somebody disagrees with him, you can see that twitch go off, and he completely changes into a different person. Like, how dare you disagree with me, especially in front of other people? And he actually looks like what he's been through. A lot of us, we've been through a lot of stuff, and our testimony can say, you know what, I thank God I don't look like what I've been through. But Martell looks like what he's been through. He looks sickly. He looked like he has been through hell and back. And he's not going to get better until he changed. And he clearly showed us that he's not there yet. He is really living in a real life la la land. I don't know where that land is, but he over there, because he is not in touch with reality at all. And you can just tell also that he is missing something, like there's a disconnect in him because he has to constantly reiterate to himself and boost himself up. Like, I'm a good person. Like, if you just be around me, you would like me. Everybody loves me. You guys are hearing what you hear on YouTube, but if you meet me, you'll like me. It's like he has to tell himself these things because he doesn't have people around him that can speak positive things in his life because he don't allow people to tell him the truth. It's easy for me to say I'm a good person, but when you look at everybody around me and everybody else is begging to differ, at some point you have to take a look at the common denominator. Yeah. And Martell is not good at taking a look at the common denominator. All of this chaos that's going on, you are the common denominator. You would not have lost your family had it not been for you. You would not have to be fighting for Ariane to come on this show had it not been for you. You would not have to worry about going to court had it not been for you. You wouldn't have to worry about the things that your children are suffering with, the loss of having their family in the same household, had it not been for you. You would not have to worry about Carson coming out telling about this tape had it not been for you, because you gave Ariane the information, you gave her the ammunition, and for you to actually sit up here and get angry and try to turn this thing back on Mel and say Mel and Carson was going together to why would Mel want to do that on herself? First of all, this is something that was incriminating to her. Why would she want to partner with Carson to put out this thing about this sex tape? Why did she even know? Why did you even share with Ariane? And why did Ariane feel so it was so easy for her to share with a complete stranger, because you didn't even know Carson like that? Mm-hmm. And for you to say that, and I just imagine who else she told. I don't even believe Carson is the only person she shared that information with.
Me either.
But for you to sit up and say, oh, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes.
Yeah.
But again, great. I love the interview because it just really just showed us what we always was thinking about Martell, and it truly showed that he is a true narcissist in its rarest form, and that he really has some issues, and he really needs to seek help, because he's not going anywhere but down until he seeks the professional help that he needs. And it's so unfortunate that he is surrounded by people who keep holding him up in the mess that he is creating, and nobody is brave enough to call him out because of fear of retaliation or whatever the case. I don't know what it is that Ariane has on him, but he will not go against that girl for nothing in this world. But she got something on him because he lets her say and do whatever he wants, and he publicly excuses her behavior. But every interview Mel has, he wants to bash. So for the life of me, I don't understand that. But great discussion, great panel tonight, and I just enjoyed everything.
Oh my goodness. And great final thoughts from you, sis. As far as him seeking help, he needs to do that immediately. Okay? Immediately. You said that he's not there yet. He hasn't even got on the road to get there in all these years. You know what I mean? And I do think that I'll never forget, it was his uncle, if I'm not mistaken, that he was talking to. It was an episode on the show, and he really held Martell accountable. I do think that there are people that tried with him, just like I think that there's people that's tried with Ariane. But Martell, number one, he refuses to accept the truth, like you just said, and that means he's going to reject whoever tries to tell him the truth. He's real big on selling himself. We saw that tonight. He's selling himself. You know, I can get out here and say this is good about me. This is me. Oh, my friends love me. Everybody else love me. You all ignore what you think that you're seeing on this show. You know, it's so sick. But you're right. We will talk more about this tomorrow. And Bad Apple, I'm going to let you, we are on final thoughts. So go ahead and speak. Shatter the glass. I'll let you back up. I do believe you said yours.
Good night, Chit
Final
Chat.
thoughts. We are good night. Good night. We are at
Good
two and a
night,
half hours.
Cheryl.
So
Good night. Good night, everybody. Good night.
Good
good night.
night.
Thank you,
Good
Pamela.
night.
Good night. Thank you.
Good
Going to
night,
give
y'all.
Bad Apple,
Bye.
Good
give
night.
Bad Apple the floor. Hey, Bad Apple.
Hey, Chit Chat. Hey, panel, everybody. I've been
Hey,
listening.
hey.
I've been in and out of the bushes, and I just wanted to say that I wonder. It feels like to me something happened where Martell had to put together a quick interview for a quick damage control. Maybe he had to respond to the video finally. Um, I don't know, but I think that Martell is desperate to rehab his image because, and maybe the suits aren't selling. Did he start selling the suits already? Maybe they're not, nobody's buying it.
I
But,
don't even think they're in production yet.
oh, well, I just think it just felt like, I don't know, like he was pressed tonight. He was pressed to get a message out. And yeah, it just feels like he's desperate, like he's in a desperate spot. He's trying to reach out to the millimeters because that's the reason why he can't be successful right now. That's the reason why he can't bring Arion on because I believe that the network knows that most of the audience is millimeters. And so it just wouldn't work to bring Arion on because I believe that he did fight to get her on the show. But the network ain't that crazy. So he got to change some of Melody's supporters' feelings about him or image about him, but he doesn't know the right way to go about it. But something definitely happened to where he is pressed to do damage control.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, because he wasn't prepared for Queen Sheba at all. I don't know if he would prepare, but she had him cornered quite a bit.
She did.
And he wasn't ready. So I'm just thinking this seems kind of rushed to me, like last minute.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I wonder what happened.
Well, hey, Hannah had her theory. That definitely could be it. I agree with you that it was rushed and it wasn't well thought out at all. Queen Sheba started off by saying she's a millimeter. And a lot of us can be a millimeter, but we can still call Mel out if she does something or says something. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm not sure who recommended him to do an interview, period. You said that his goal was to change folks' feelings, but you can't change the truth. And
Right.
everybody's not slow. Everybody's not Ariane Curry. And we are discussing and have been discussing since this show started the truth. So the truth of the matter is you have to be a nutcase to think that the side chick would have a platform, should have a platform to talk about what? You have to be slow.
Right.
So that just shows that something is not wrapped too tight when it comes to Martell. And yeah, I just don't get it at all. It was a public display, like Braylon said earlier, of what not to do, of what to look for. I recommend Queen Sheba did an excellent job.
She
And
did.
people didn't understand the slow walk him into. He walked himself into a booby trap. He did
Yeah.
that. The lady tried to give him grace and said that she told him beforehand she wasn't even going to talk about the child custody case because she know what she read. And he tried to make her seem like she was crazy. No, that wasn't there. And she telling him, I read what was sent to me. This is what was in there. You sure you want to say this? So it just shows that the man is not too bright. And hopefully for his children's sake and himself, he would get some real help, extensive help. Martell can't go and sit down with a counselor in 2 months. He's okay. No, he needs extensive,
It
extensive.
takes acceptance.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So great live tonight, though, guys. The panel, you guys were awesome. Bad Apple, thank you for coming in at the clutch and giving us your thoughts on this. You are a Cutie Crew member, so hopefully you'll join us tomorrow for our members only live. We will continue
All
this.
right.
Guys, my throat, let me not act like I'm stormy, like I got strep throat. My throat is dry. My throat is dry from talking tonight, but I did want to jump on just because of my members only live tomorrow. I would have waited and discussed this, but this was an awesome live. I appreciate you all. Pink D,
Thank you.
Debbie gonna always bring it. My sis Maritha gonna bring it. I don't know where Renata went. Renata is most likely at work. But Braylon, thank you. Shatter the Glass, thank you. I'm gonna
Thank
say
you.
right now for your channel. Thank you so much for joining me on the panel. And make sure to join me going forward. And I'll do the same. I'm gonna hit my notification bell. Do you go live?
Yes, I do. Because I went live right after.
Did you? After the interview?
I sure did. I just needed a good 5 minutes to let it out and said, look at this fool here.
Wow. Now let me tell you how tired I am. I just put in my search bar on YouTube, shatter the panel. I'm like, how come I don't see her page? But I
I
got you now.
can't.
Right?
That's funny.
The panel.
Search for shatter the panel.
Oh
That's
my
a great
God.
idea for you, Shatter the Glass.
I know. I've been sitting there trying to figure out, like, what do you call your followers? And I've just been sitting on names. I'm like, I don't know what to call nobody with Shatter the Glass, but honey, I'll come up with something. But I really appreciate all of you guys and your input. And like I said, Chit Chat, I thank you for the opportunity of being on the platform and speaking. I love your content. I love how you serve it. And on grown woman time. So I just really respect it. Um, yes, and many blessings to all, and keep the Martells out y'all lives.
Please do. Please run. Like somebody said, please watch that interview. Share it with your people. Share it with your nieces, daughters. They may be in their teens and just gonna start the dating field, getting into the dating area or whatever I'm trying to say. Let them watch somebody like that. That way they'll be able to recognize.
Ooh, they gonna have nightmares. So I would.
Yes. Yes, but at least
Lord.
they'll be able to recognize the signs. So if a man come to them and they talking like that, it was just a mess. I'm gonna watch it again. I may even do a video on it, in another week or something. But yeah, that was a whole hot mess. It really was. But thank you guys again. Good night, Annette.
Good
All right,
night,
guys.
Chit
I'm
Chat.
gonna put on my good night music, sis. Pink Diva, thank you for holding it down. Get some rest.
You're welcome, sis.
Late there. So get some
I
rest,
know
sis.
it. I am, girl.
All right, Maritha, you too. You 3 hours ahead of me. Braylon, good night, Debbie.
Good night, Queen.
Good
Good
Oh,
night.
night
Good night,
before
everyone.
you go, can you drop the link for your
for my membership. You there, Maritha?
yes, for your membership?
Okay, I will put it every time I try to put it in the chat. Hold on, let me go here. Stay right here. Let me see something.
And while she's waiting, did you all hear that Martell said he had a sister? Where did this sister come from? Because this is my first time hearing that.
Child, I don't know.
He
It
does
was
have a sister though, because was it a video on? I mean, I'm trying to see if it was an episode on Love in Maritinesville or maybe a video. But yeah, I've seen the sister before somewhere. Yep. So
Interesting.
very, and she's never come out. She know the true story with her, but that is odd because I do kind of sort of remember, unless maybe it's on. Uh oh.
Maybe it's a sister on his dad's side and not his mom's side. Not with his mom, probably on the dad.
Mm.
And she
Right.
probably got more sense than the rest of them. So,
Could be.
Remember Marlene saying she only had two sons, Mama Hope. So yeah, maybe it is on the father's side. Papa was a rolling stone from what we can hear.
Mm-hmm.
But Maritha, I will make a community post as soon as this live is over with the membership link.
mhm.
Because for some reason I have it right here, but this does not look correct. I'll put this in the chat now. Let me know if you're able to click it. But if not, it'll be on the community board. See, I don't think you'll be able to click that. So I'll post it. All right. But good night, everyone. I'm gonna say some
Good
final
night, all.
good night.
Good night. Good
Good night,
night.
all.
Okay, I see it.
Oh, good night, sis. Maritha, sis,
Good
Pink Beaver.
night.
Else, good night, Braylon.
Good
All
night,
right.
Queen.
And I am going to say my good nights to the chat. My throat is so dry, I'm discombobulated from that trash that we all witnessed tonight. T Mama, yes, join me next time. Your story was getting good too, so we wanted to hear you. If you're still here and if you're still listening, join me next time or join the membership and you'll be able to chat tomorrow with us. Soul Star Music Lover, good night. Black Titanic was in the house, good night. Robin Davis was here from start to finish, good night. Relly, my girl Relly, good night. I saw my girl Rue in here, good night, Rue. Cass D, Miss Carolyn, my sis Renata, that's Renata D. But good night to Renata, my sis. I'm sure she's at work. Tennessee girl, good night. Miss Carolyn, good night. Shirley Ann, you came in late, Shirley. Catch us on the next go round. Good night, Nicole. ADR was holding it down. Good night. All right, Indian Wells, good night. Miss J was in the house. Good night, Miss J. All right. TN, mid sector. Tree W. Tree, I didn't even see you in here. Good night. Good night to all of the cutie crew representing. See you guys tomorrow. All right, Melody Bean. Totally agree. Totally agree. Absolutely, Melody Bean. That's why he will never come out and blast her. That girl hold all the secrets. She's crazy because she always said she wanted to write a book. She could have been on somebody else's network and told whatever she really know. But as far as her getting on Love in Mary Huntsville, no, that's a negative. Not on the creators, Melody Cherie's show. No, ma'am. All right. Good night, Peggy. Cass D. Good night, Simone. Good night, Nurse Life. Good night, Joyce Miller. Good night. Thank you so much, Grace Matter, for the super chat. Thank you to those that sent me a cash app. I appreciate all of you. Thank you to anyone in the month of May that sent me a super chat or a cash app, and I will be making a post on the community board. Maritha, I got you. I will post the membership link as soon as I click off. All right, guys, 2 hours, 43 minutes. I'm out of here. Period, Shirley. All right, T-Mama, we'll see you next time. Jean Ellis, good night. Yeah, a lot of people felt like Martell got stuck when he was asked if Carlos was his manager. A lot of people felt like he was stuck when people were asking who's talking to you through those earbuds. The man was just stuck. What a hot mess. Yes. Shout out to the panel. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the bushes. Shout out to the replay gang that's going to watch this later. If you guys have not hit the like, please hit the like button on your way out. Hey, Juan Davis. Not sure if you're still here. Martell wanted Ari on to justify his cheating on Mel because in his mind she wasn't giving him blah, blah, blah. He's the biggest confused. Yep. Child, that had you sending screenshots of acts and you weren't getting satisfied. Just crazy. Okay, guys, I need to give me some water. Normally I would have it here. I'm out of here. Hope you guys have a good night. Thanks for joining me. And we gonna end it on that, Margaret. Facts. He was out of his league. Martell is out of his league with most women that just got common sense. Good night, Shirley's. Discerning and DIY. Good night, Lady B. I am blessed, Pecan. That's the first comment I've seen of yours tonight. Good night, good night. Good night, Elizabeth. Good night, Chandra. All right, I'm really gone now, guys. Good night. Love you too, Braylon. Chat with you guys soon. Bye.